Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. Welcome to the most watched show on the planet. Today, we are going to have a very special show where we are going to talk about genocide. David, what's up?
Yo. Hey, you're back from the dead, man.
Yeah, I was dead.
You were sounding pretty terrible for a while.
I was pretty terrible. Allah was literally committing genocide against me, and then but however, I survived. Now I'm even better.
I had already selected your replacement. This goat. This Quran-eating goat. Don't know if you can see it, but it's munching on the Quran.
I see.
And how does that make everyone feel? Imagine. Allah reveals all this Quran. Allah reveals the Quran. He reveals it. And then Muhammad dies, and then goat comes along, starts munching on almost an entire chapter. You almost lost all of Surah 33. Munch. Hey, can you hear this? This goat makes a noise. Let's see. You hear it?
That noise is coming out of that tiny little thing.
Yeah. You hear that?
That's messed up.
It's a screaming Quran eating goat. Anyway,
that
goat is the goat, like in two different senses. Isn't that weird?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so I had 2 weeks ago, I got sick with what turned out to be COVID, which is very funny because it's been going on for years now. When did it start? The first spread was end of 2019, 2020, right? Unless I completely lost any sense of remembering what was.
Let me check. Hey, Chinese government, when did you release that disease on the world? Oh, okay, yeah. All right, yeah, we got it. All right, go ahead.
When was it?
They're speaking in Chinese. I didn't understand what they were saying.
Yeah, so I never got it, but then somehow 2 weeks ago, I suddenly got it, got really sick, and I remember you telling me that it's probably going to last longer, and I was like, nah. I got sick. I was getting better after a few days, and I thought, okay, I'm almost ready to get back to work, and then suddenly, boom! It hit with another wave of just making me completely weak and dead and confused and all of that. But anyway, I'm alive. And today we want to talk about all of the things that are going on in the world, such as, are you aware of everything that is happening right now? Right, we just had news a few hours ago that America did its first air strikes on Yemen, the Houthi-controlled part of Yemen, the terrorist-controlled part, together with the UK, by the way, which is very, very interesting. So the United States and the UK together made their first airstrike in Houthi-controlled Yemen, which is very good news. I know, like, war is not necessarily good news. Fighting is not good news, but
unless you're an atheist.
Yeah. But when you enjoy suffering, like me, just kidding. But when we're talking about groups that are hateful and ridiculously genocidal and violent, like those in charge of those parts of Yemen right now, or when we are talking about Hamas, for example, another genocidal terrorist organization, what needs to be done is to fight back and to destroy them. Of course, then you will get accusations of genocide. No.
Yeah, it's this pattern over and over again of groups that are massively weaker picking fights with groups that are massively stronger. And then when the stronger group says, "What'd you just do?" and slaps the crap out of them, then, "Oh, we're victims. Look what they're doing." Like, you started it. You just walked up and messed with these dudes. Anyway, the situation in Yemen is going to be interesting because Saudi Arabia and the UAE have been bombing the crap out of that for years now.
Yeah.
Hundreds of thousands of people dead, either because of like bombing and so on, but also because of starvation. They have massive starvation and so on going on. Little kids starving. You don't hear a peep out of it on the news because for many years, because it was Muslims bombing was Muslims bombing Muslims, and that's just never news. If one Jew had been involved, then it would be news. It'll be news now because the United States is involved, and so look what the United States is doing to these poor people, and so on. Like, why didn't you guys care at all? As Saudi Arabia is bombing these dudes back to the Stone Ages, and they weren't even they were like bombing weddings and stuff like that. I mean, they were targeting. Saudi Arabia was targeting civilians in the bomb. You didn't hear a peep out of it. Not one protest on one college campus ever. But now we're getting some Top Gun stuff. It's going to be like Top Gun Maverick. We finally figured out. We finally found out what the country was in Top Gun Maverick. I don't think they told us what the country was.
What's funny is I just tested something because I remember the whole civil war in Yemen being called the largest humanitarian crisis of our time, and that was happening, and all of humanity was basically like most people around the world were ignoring it. Nobody was condemning it. Nobody was talking about it. I just checked something here, just to Google one simple thing here, which is literally, I will show to you what I searched. The search term on Google that I typed is largest humanitarian crisis. Look what comes up. Yemen, the civil war.
Humanitarian.
This is referring to the civil war that has been ongoing in Yemen for over a decade now. This is what comes up when you Google largest humanitarian crisis. Yet nobody was talking about it. Nobody cared about it. People were ignoring it because it didn't matter because there were no Jews involved. There was no direct conflict between Israel and this Yemeni state involved. It was Yemenis fighting among each other, Iran and Saudi Arabia doing proxy wars, and so on. So many people died, but nobody talked about it. And now this is important.
Hey, you know what's important? You just shared your search result with everyone. I wonder if Daniel Hakikachu will share his search result. 11-month-old precocious puberty baby near me. What a creepo, man. Muslim singles chat. Anyway, notice that's at 21.6 million people. No one heard a peep about that as this was going on. No one heard a peep about it. People are only hearing about it right now because the U.S. is getting involved. Then it's news. Then it's look at the U.S. being a bully towards I mean, again, I don't even know what to say, man.
And the thing is, as soon as the Houthi movement came into play with the current Israel-Hamas war, the people who are pro-Palestine were started celebrating. We're like, yeah, Yemen, Houthis, yeah, make us proud, and so on. But you will see now. Tonight was the first response from America, and if this continues, if the airstrikes go on, and these Western the Western alliance destroys that movement in Yemen, they will start crying, ceasefire, please, stop, please, immediately. It'll probably not even take a week.
I don't know. I know this is really just an impressive strategy and works with lots of people. I regard it as like so pathetic and cowardly. Let's go attack much more powerful nations. And then when the retaliation comes, we scream and cry. We're victims. And then the media goes, it's like, gosh, like what a way to fight, man.
By the way, this is what we're dealing with. This is the banner or flag of the Yemeni Houthi movement. This is their slogan. It looks like the worst ever banner or flag that has ever been created.
Graphic design is my passion.
What in the world is this? I mean, this just looks objectively ugly. I usually have, I mean, I had discussions before about objective beauty, and I denied that there is such a thing. I was like, okay, you can't really, you can't really conclude that there is actual objective beauty, objective, lack of beauty. But if you look at this just proves me wrong, because this just looks objectively so ridiculously ugly.
Hey,
so stupid.
We'll hear from AP. We'll hear from AP like a week from now. I now believe in God. God, because after seeing that ridiculous flag, it convinced me that this is objectively ugly. And if there's objective ugliness, then there is objective beauty, and that must be God. So I'm a theist now. But like, what's amazing is like someone had to put this together, and they put all the words up there, and then they're like, let's make these green and these red. And they're like, no, it's missing something. We need to spice it up a little. I know. Let's take death to America, death to Israel, and curse the Jews, and add little spikes all over them, like little thorns. Like, let's make them look like a cactus patch. And someone's like, ooh, that's so much better, dude. Yeah, that's so much better. That should be our flag.
I guess the stupid point of it is that the green is usually for good, or for an Islamic Islamic mentality. The green is the main thing that they have in mind, Allahu Akbar and victory to Islam. But then the red, the spiky red, is what is currently their big concern in the world. Their offensive idea. They want America to be gone, Israel to be gone, and Jews to be gone. And this is the group that we're dealing with. Seriously, this is the group that we're dealing with. If this was a white nationalist group or something like that, if this was an American group, or I don't know, a European group, and they said something remotely as bad as this, imagine.
It wouldn't have to be a large group competing for domination of a country. It could be some local group of 7 weirdos in the middle of Alabama. And if their message was something like this in reverse, it would be international news for the rest of our lives. And every time we bring something up, they'd say, oh, what about those guys in the middle of Alabama? See, everyone has their extremists. How dare you? By the way, you were a little bit wrong on the colors. The red is for the blood that they want to shed. The green is for the piles of cash they get in return.
Oh, I thought the green would be in for what they're smoking. I don't know. The red, yeah, blood makes sense. Yeah, that's pretty good. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Well, good luck to these Houthi guys and their victory. It's not looking so great right now. And yeah, I hope that every single one of them gets destroyed.
Someone in the chat says, who's these? The Houthis. That would be cool. Like for soccer matches, if these guys were in there, they could, like, as they come out, someone's going, who's these Houthis? Who's these Houthis? That'd be awesome. Get the crowd going.
That's pretty good. Abu Bakr said, how are you feeling, AP? Are you recovered from COVID? I'm slowly recovering. It's taking much longer than I actually thought. I still feel the weakness and the burden on my lungs and all that.
You said, just so you know, you sound way better.
Yeah, I am.
You sound way better. You sound way better and look way better.
Just 3 days ago, I swear, it was like for several days, I felt every single day, all day, I felt like I was dreaming the whole time. It's like nothing feels real. I feel detached. I have a very strange pattern of thinking. I'm very slow. Like I'm trying to play chess, and I'm like, what is happening? It was very, very strange. It's like I feel really much better right now.
Yeah, the last time I had it, so I've had it twice. Both times was like a really long cold. And weak cold, just like sore throat and a cough. No real other symptoms except for one night early on that I remember. It was so weird. I took some sort of sleep medication or something like that, and then I woke up in the middle of the night. I had to pee because I've been drinking all kinds of orange juice, and I got out of bed, and I've never felt that cold in my entire life. My entire hands start shaking. My entire body went into shivering so much that I couldn't even walk. I'm like, my whole body is shaking from feeling like I had been dropped in the middle of Antarctica naked. And the room's just totally normal temperature, but like whole body shaking as I go in there and then get back out. And it's like, oh my goodness, what is this?
You're shaking.
Why are you shaking? See, it's the curse of Allah. See, we prayed for Allah to give you guys diseases, and then He gave the whole world that disease. See,
you see, you're sick. Yeah. I started feeling like Muhammad. I was getting hallucinations. Um,
Oh, I thought you're saying you're going to be like, you thought you were feeling like Muhammad when like he was like dying in agony like a dog from
oh
being
yeah,
poisoned.
that too. Yeah, some people bring up brain fog. Yes, that's apparently that's what it's called, but it's apparently much more severe in. So I read that there is some research which shows that there's some extensive research actually conducted, because lots of people who got COVID for the first time had some severe mental symptoms such as you know confusion, depression, anxiety, and things like that. I felt incredibly depressed for several days. Suddenly, after the sickness, I felt completely confused. Everything felt very, very strange, very weird. And there is research, and what it shows is apparently that it is extremely stressful to your system, and your body basically has a trauma response, which in some people is very, very difficult when you have COVID for the first time, or also with some other diseases.
I just got this. I
Yeah.
just got this funny idea of like splicing some clips of you together, like some from your background story, and you'd be like, so then I became an atheist, and I got this brain fog. I couldn't think clearly about anything. I felt really sick all the time and depressed. I got really depressed for several days, and then just post that on YouTube with a with a picture of you up. It's the consequences of atheism.
And then you can post that part where I'm like slowly realizing that there's actual objective beauty, and then splice that with.
I feel better now.
Now I'm feeling much better. Yeah. Man, what a way of thinking. Hindu historian said, "Long live Israel." Indeed, long live Israel. I don't care right now what anybody thinks. There are some people who are like, "Why are you supporting Israel? Why are you making excuses?" Yes, I support Israel so much right now. I support Israel with all my being right now, because for years we talked about Islam. For years we talked about Islamic extremism, Islamic terrorism, Islam taking over, and this and that. And for most of my life, I was subjected to this indoctrination, this brainwashing of hating the Jews, considering them the greatest evil in the world. We are supposed to fight them sometime in the future, and all that nonsense. And today, what we are seeing today is Hamas attacking Israel with genocidal intent, with the intent of committing genocide, which is proven, which is clearly stated by them. Israel saying, okay, you know what, we're done with this. We are responding now. We will put an end to this, to these terrorists. When that is ongoing, what I will do is I will stand with Israel in whatever they are doing right now. And the accusations come from the Hamas side, which is accusing Israel of mass killings and genocides and this and that. But these are lies. We had a report several weeks ago from Israel, which said that among the killings that they have achieved so far, 2 civilians for 1 Hamas member have been killed approximately. So 2-to-1 combatant to non-combatant to combatant ratio. That is not a genocide. That is a very reasonable, very normal, very much expected outcome in such a war, where Israel is fighting against a terrorist group that is hiding inside and under a civilian population in such a densely populated place like Gaza. They're doing the best that they can do at the moment. I see that. And to me, it's quite obvious, if you are aware of Islamic terrorism, if you are aware aware of the history of Islamic terrorism, aware of the history of Israel, it's quite clear right now that this is the ultimate fight between civilization, between reason and Islamic terrorism. And of course, it's quite clear where I will stand here. Before I go on ranting further, David?
Yeah, and you just put that at the end in the sort of big picture issue of how this connects to everything else. But yeah, I mean, guys, you can disagree with Israel on all kinds of things. You can disagree with specific things they do in various battles and so on. But there is a really big picture here. Namely, if you say there are people who are saying, hey, if a group goes in and slaughters tons and tons of people, tortures, rapes, all that stuff, they should get away with it. You can't let those people win. And there are all these people who are convinced, well, if we just scream loud enough on college campuses and if we just cry loud enough on Twitter, then we'll eventually get our way and we'll let people get away with just slaughtering people. Like you can't let them win. You just can't let those guys win.
Yeah, and one of the big things that we are facing right now is that South Africa actually thought it's a great idea to take Israel to the International Court of Justice and to press charges on genocide. They are accusing Israel of committing a genocide, and
Wait! They're not going after Hamas?
No.
Oh, it's interesting. Okay, no one ever goes after Hamas. That's weird.
Yeah,
Anyway.
no. So South Africa wants to go after Israel and accuse them of genocide. And of course, lots of people are now watching this and waiting for what's going to happen. South Africa today brought a lot of evidence that Israel is committing a genocide, such as statements from Israelis, Israeli soldiers, and certain Israeli politicians, which may suggest that they are targeting civilians or may suggest that they have an intention of committing genocide. They actually haven't presented any proper solid evidence so far that Israel is committing a genocide or that Israel is intending to commit a genocide. Here's a very funny thing, which many people do not are not aware of or don't think about and don't focus on. If a nation takes another nation or another state to the International Court of Justice with the allegation that that nation is committing genocide, they have to prove one certain thing, which is part of the UN definition of genocide. They have to prove that the party which is accused of committing a genocide commits indiscriminate mass killings with the intent of committing genocide. Good luck proving that. Good luck proving.
Yeah, so you have to prove intent.
Yes, you have to prove that they actually intentionally, indiscriminately kill the population with the intention of committing a genocide. So with the intention of killing off that certain ethnic group or that certain population, that certain group. You can't do that. Israel will immediately present plenty of evidence to the contrary, including that they went in and put so much effort into evacuating civilians, that they told civilians to go to safer areas for weeks before they even started bombing, and so on.
Yeah, if any other group that was attempting a genocide at any point in history used those methods, it would start to not sound like genocide anymore. If they're like, we're going to target the terrorists and we're warning anyone who's not a terrorist to get out of the way, and we're going to give people lots of warning and stuff and tell them where to go where they won't be that would not sound like genocide. It looks like it's all for show, doesn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like there is currently most of the world does not stand against Israel and with the pro-Palestine crowd. Some parts of the world, lots of people on social media, on TikTok and other stupid platforms, they buy and spread that narrative. And for some reason, South Africa seems to be, the leadership seems to be on the intellectual level of TikTok guys. TikTok
that will be their evidence. Exhibit A in this trial. This girl on TikTok says that Israel is committing genocide. We now rest our airtight case.
And exactly at this second and minute of this video in which she is making these dance moves, she is pointing out that Israel is indeed committing genocide.
Hey, we'll see. Hey, you know what we're going to see tomorrow?
What?
We're going to see Elon Musk announce, in response to South Africa's charges in this court, I've decided to buy the entire nation, and now I own Twitter
That makes sense.
and South Africa.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. And by the way, if you want to talk about intent of committing genocide, here is a big surprise. Here's this big surprise that we have. Here's Hamas spokesperson chosen and employed by Hamas, Fatih Hamad, giving a speech in 2018. Look at this.
Can't hear it. There's no audio. What are you doing?
There's no audio?
There's no audio. What's wrong with you? What do you take a couple days off and get COVID? Now you don't know how to work a program anymore?
That's weird. No, I'm pretty sure I marked it as audio sharing. Huh, that's weird. Okay, anyway. Now there's audio. See.
في هذا اليوم وفي هذه التجليات بفضل الله سبحانه وتعالى لنتطلع إلى أمرين مهمين نحن قاب قوسين أو أدنى منهما. أولا هو تنظيف فلسطين من دنس اليهود واستئصالهم بإذن الله.
Look at this. David, look at this statement here.
Yeah. So that sounds like you're talking about, you have to, the intent of genocide. You have to prove intent of genocide. That sounds like an intent of genocide.
Yeah. This is a clear and explicit statement which clearly shows intent to commit genocide. So intent to commit genocide needs to be proven. Can't be proven if you want to accuse Israel. But here's Hamas spokesperson, clearly saying the first goal, the first thing we are looking forward to is the cleansing of Palestine of the filth of the Jews. This is a clear statement of intention to commit genocide. Israel can just use these here and state how they respond to this and how they necessarily fight this terrorist organization in order to finish it off. And you can then clearly see that Israel has never, ever uttered such statements. Hamas has done this over and over again. And this is only one example. I'm taking this because this is quite recent and also quite clear. But I've shown many others before and posted many others before. There are multiple statements, multiple speeches by Hamas, which clearly show that they say they want to kill all the Jews. The same guy says he wants Muslims around the world to pick up a knife and kill any Jew that they see. You have a preacher from Hamas several years before that saying that their ultimate goal is to eradicate the Jews because they are a curse on the earth. Hamas Charter 1987 says that they are looking forward to the day when they will fight and kill all the Jews, and so on. So this is what we're dealing with. And you know what? Of course, I will stand with Israel in this case. Of course, people who are aware of this will stand with Israel in this case. And if most of the Gazan Palestinians also support Hamas or agree with what Hamas did on October 7th, and we now have proof that they do. According to the most recent polls, 70% of Gazans agree with October 7th. Majority of them agree with Hamas. Sorry, this is what happens. You ask for it and you get it. That's what happens. That reminds me of a speech by Roosevelt. Wait a minute.
And here's the sad reality. Guys like this, they only understand being crushed. That's it. That's the only thing that makes them say, okay, this isn't going to work. The only thing that makes them think, oh, this is not going to work, is if they get crushed. And then the entire world, oh, Israel, don't crush these guys.
Please don't crush them.
Don't crush them. Wait, the only thing these guys understand. It's like It's like the world is saying, no, you need to keep the Hamas thing going, man. Just keep it going. Don't crush them. Get it over with.
Yeah, why would you want to destroy them? Just let them do their thing.
Yeah, man. Just, give them a little. Okay. We understand there was the October 7th thing. You want to give these guys a little black eye? Want to throw a little punch, a little jab, a little jabby jab. Throw them a little jab. Okay. And then ceasefire. And then ceasefire. Throw a little jab.
Let them take some hostages. Let them
get
have
a little get back.
hostages.
Get a little get back. And then ceasefire.
This reminds me of this, completely irrelevant right now, but Roosevelt's during the Second World War.
To Joseph Stalin, and to the Generalissimo, Chiang Kai-shek.
Yeah, whatever.
The United Nations are going to strike next in Europe, but we are going to strike and strike hard.
Hey, that's where they got it. The motto of Cobra Kai was strike first, strike hard, no mercy.
Yeah,
they got that from Franklin Roosevelt.
They stole it.
Whether we're going to hit them in Norway, or through the Low Countries, or in France, or through Sardinia, or Sicily, or through the Balkans, or through Poland, or at several points simultaneously.
This guy was such a badass.
Hitler and Mussolini, they will understand now the enormity of their miscalculation, that the Nazis would always have the advantage of superior air power, as they did when they bombed Warsaw and Rotterdam and London and Coventry. That superiority has gone forever. Yes.
There's this final part that I'm waiting for.
We believe that the Nazis and the fascists have asked for it, and they're going to get it.
That's exactly what Israel should be saying.
Yes.
And that's all Netanyahu. That's all Netanyahu should have said once things started. Should have stepped up and said, Hamas, you asked for it. Now you're going to get it. And just walked off.
That's such a good speech. And it's like, I don't know, compare this to how Biden speaks nowadays.
Well, I always like that. Like whenever we mess up the Quran and stuff, it's always important to point out, guys, we didn't want to go in this direction. These are your choices that have taken us down this road. But I like there. It's you asked for it. Don't come crying to us later when we give you what you asked for. You asked for it. Now we're going to give it to you, and now it's going to. Oh, why are you doing this to us?
They asked for it, and they're going to get it.
By the way, can you imagine if Germans acted like jihadis and they we're going to take over the world. We're going to take over the world. Oh no, we're losing now. Everyone's persecuting us. Everyone's a Nazi foe. What's wrong? It'd be nothing but contempt for them. But
you know what's funny? When Hitler announced that they are declaring war in Poland, his narrative was not that, we are superior, we will humiliate them, we will take their land, we will do this, we will do that. His reasoning during his speech on why they declared war was basically, in Poland, the Germans have been persecuted. They have been treated in the most barbaric ways. And where are the democratic nations? Where are they speaking up? They are quiet. Nobody is saying anything. And now it is up to us to put an end to this. That's basically how Hitler was talking about.
Sounds exactly like Putin in Ukraine.
Yes.
Look over there. Oh, we have to go rescue them and take back the breadbasket of Europe for ourselves.
That's the thing. As you know, I'm a big fan of Hitler's speeches.
And there's the viral clip, everyone. There's the viral clip.
As you know, I listen to a lot of Hitler speeches, and I had that in mind all the time of how he of how he justified his declaration of war on Poland. And when Putin then declared war on Ukraine and announced that they're going in because of all the things that Ukraine does against the Russians in Ukraine, supposedly, which is complete nonsense, it immediately reminded me of that same Hitler speech. It was like same mentality, same attitude. Create this lie that your ethnic group is being persecuted in that neighboring country, which is why you need to now go in and bomb the hell out of it to to save them. Basically, same thing. But yeah, even the Nazis later, when they were being bombed, when Dresden was being bombed, they were like, "How could they be doing this? This is inhuman. Inhuman. They killed 20 million people here, and so on." It's crazy. That's what they do. That's what they do.
It's what they do.
Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
Yeah. While the world looks like right now, right now looks like the whole world is on the side of the pro-Palestine crowd and South Africa. There are some interesting viewpoints, like Luai Ahmed here, who is an ex-Muslim. He pointed out a list
That's
of
a cool name, though.
100.
I said, Luai Ahmed. Oh, baby, I said, we gotta go.
Yeah. He pointed out 134 countries are not supporting South Africa's claim of genocide against Israel. And that is, of course, a better picture to see here. There are a lot of countries, a lot of nations, a lot of states that are not buying it.
North Korea and South Korea
are not putting their signature there. So that's it. You could say that they are actually unofficially accusing Israel of genocide, but they are not officially going there and siding with South Africa. So that's that. Good luck with that. But yeah, while that is happening, we have news of U.S. missiles striking targets in Yemen linked to the Houthi. While that is going on, happening,
the whiteness of his armpits and the whiteness of it.
Meanwhile, America is bombing, Yemen, and we'll just see how that goes, right? We'll just see how that goes.
Yeah, I predict Yemen's not going to win that one.
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. Yeah. By the way, I found this picture earlier, which shows proof that the Zionists were indeed stealing Palestinian land. This is a historical photo, which shows that a Zionist was actually stealing land and putting it in his bag.
Yeah, I saw that.
In Palestine. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's the dumbest joke ever.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Yemen, the Houthis are about to be a skid mark.
Oh yeah, man.
On the underpants of the Middle East.
Yemen is already a terrible place. It is.
Yeah, it already sucks.
It's the worst place to be in.
It's like the child marriage capital of the world, apart from like Afghanistan.
Alhamdulillah. And of course, the Palestinian Arab side doesn't disappoint. They have been on this side forever. They were on this side during the Second World War, together with Hitler, and they are on that same side right now. Once again, not very unexpected, not a big surprise, not a big shocker. What do you, David? Isn't Islam completely opposite to anything that the Nazi ideology would stand for? Why do you think these Islamist Palestinian Arabs would side with the Nazis and find that they are their closest allies? What is happening here?
It is very interesting how hating Jews unites people, because in 2023, up until October 7th, the big story of the year was like how the alliance between the political left / LGBTQ and so on was, that alliance with Islam, that love affair with Islam that had been going on for years, seemed to be breaking down. I mean, you had You had that city in Michigan where they said no more pride flags and stuff like this because they elected an all Muslim city council and stuff. You had people on the left and LGBTQ saying, we've been betrayed. These guys have betrayed us. We thought that if we supported them, then they would always be on our side. And the moment we need them, they betray us. It looked like it was all breaking down until October 7th. And then this again.
Alhamdulillah.
We're friends. As long as everyone who's against Jews is best buddies.
Alhamdulillah. That's beautifully said, beautifully spoken. And of course, those many people already know a fact here, which is that this Imam Amin al-Husseini is none other than Ryan Gosling, or Ryan Gosling's grandpa. They look exactly the same. It's like a copy. And it might be that they are actually related.
They have the same nose, the same mouth, most strikingly, the same close-set eyes. They both need a good half-inch extra space in between their eyes. But apart from that, those don't look the same.
They look exactly the same. Exactly the same. If there was a movie right now about this Nazi imam, it would be
called The Notebook.
Nice.
And you open up his notebook and it's die Jews, die Jews, die, die, die.
Man, that would be funny to make a
Notebook 2 starring Ryan Gosling as the Grand Mufti.
A romantic story with the Grand Mufti
and Hitler. They become gay lovers, united only by their passionate hatred of Jews. we got to do it, man. We got to do it.
A famous scene of the Imam and Hitler under the rain, coming together and having a very dramatic fight and then kissing.
You could play Hitler. You could play Hitler. Now we just need to get Gosling on board, and we will make it.
Yeah, we just have to hire Ryan Gosling. Yeah. It's probably going to work out.
It'd be funny if he gets this message and he's like, "No, guys, I'll do that one for free. I support anyone who goes against Hitler and jihadis."
And this would be very good. It would be like the first pro-Palestine, pro-Islam, and pro-LGBT, like pro-gay movie. It would be like a very diverse and inclusive project. That's fantastic. I don't know why anybody would reject supporting that. Yeah, this needs to be done. Watching said, we are watching.
You're sitting there watching Netflix.
Yeah.
Hey, I wonder if Daniel Hakikachu would agree to play the Grand Mufti.
Daniel Hakikachu?
Yeah, he'd have to lose a couple pounds, but he could do it.
You would have to hire a child
to the same beliefs.
Become his lover.
Oh, yeah. So he falls in love with Hitler, but realizes Hitler's too old. And so he becomes interested in Hitler's great granddaughter, who's 11 months old.
Or hey,
we can make the most messed up movie ever.
Hey, this whole moral question of if you could go back and kill baby Hitler, Daniel Hakikachu could go back to baby Hitler, but then fall in love with baby Hitler instead of.
I see some pubes on that baby. Oh man! Oh, you're debating this dude. Hey, do everyone a favor. Do not prepare.
Okay.
There's always a part of me that says, "Oh, it's great if you crush this guy for his horrible views," but there's this other part of me that says, "Oh my goodness, if Daniel becomes more popular, that is so awesome."
I will probably just go in there into the debate and say a few words, and they'll say, "Okay, I'm done."
Yeah, you're like, no, or even be like, "Wow, Daniel's right. This is the only Muslim in the world whose arguments are powerful enough to convince me." And then just leave it at that, and then he'll be the hero of Muslims everywhere, and we'll get more Daniel Hakikachu.
Yeah, I don't know what some people might not understand why we're making fun of this, including something as terrible as being sexually attracted to a little child or a baby, it comes directly from Daniel Kikitri himself.
When there are signs of physical maturity, it becomes permissible for the husband in Islamic law to have marital relationships or consummate the relation with his bride. And this is the example of the Prophet, peace be upon him.
Do you know what precocious puberty is?
Starting puberty unusually early. Like,
is there anything in Islam that prevents you from, a man marrying a 5-year-old that started precocious puberty?
You can arrange a marriage even as an infant, but that doesn't mean that sex is allowed.
Could a man have a marriage to a 5-year-old consummated if she started precocious puberty?
If she starts showing signs of physical maturity, then yes, that's permissible. As I
What
said,
about age 4?
if there are signs
Signs.
So this is something that becomes biologically impossible because
I have a
precocity,
study
there are
that shows
no.
it goes as early as 11 months.
Well, that's something that the parents would not. See, the thing about Islamic marriage is that parents are involved at these ages, and when you look at the,
I have to point out. Notice what Daniel's doing there. He knows how the audience is interpreting what he's saying, right? IP is asking him, what if a girl gets precocious puberty at the age of 5? And Daniel doesn't say if a girl reaches puberty. He says if there are signs of maturity, because Daniel knows puberty is not a requirement. Puberty is not a requirement for having sex with a girl. So he says if there are signs of maturity. Now, in the Muslim source and among the Muslim scholars, what they mean is not puberty. What they mean is the girl she's not so frail that you'll break her if you have sex with her. That's what they mean. She's mature enough that you won't accidentally break her while having sex with her. That's what they mean by physical maturity. So IP saying, hey, what if a girl gets precocious puberty, as if there's a requirement for puberty in Islam, which there isn't. Lots of Muslims say there isn't. In fact, I mean, Muhammad Hijab says that the Quran talks about girls who having sex with girls who haven't reached puberty. He specifically says you can't get around that. You can't get around that. You can't, right? Allah allows it. It's halal. But notice, IP apparently thinks that Daniel's talking about puberty. So he says puberty, but then Daniel will say, if there are signs of maturity, knowing that the audience assumes he's talking about puberty, when in reality, for someone like Daniel, signs of physical maturity would be the girl's not so frail that you would break her while having sex.
Yeah. And that is the reality. And if you have any complaints about this, then all I want to ask you is, if the parents allow it, who are you to judge? Just as Farid here said, I love how so many of these Islamophobes don't have the ability to represent me fairly by calling this child rape. How is it child rape when there is parental consent?
Yep.
Yeah.
No,
Because in the end, child rape is just
it is a metaphysical matter.
Yeah. So
so think about this. Like Farid and Daniel and Ali Dawa and Muhammad Hijab, these guys could all get together and say, hey, I'll give you my 5-year-old daughter if you give me your 6-year-old daughter. And they arrange it and they go and bang, and the girls are all freaked out. And what? According to Farid, oh no, there was parental consent. So how are you actually raping these young girls who have no clue what's going on when you're climbing on top of them?
Alhamdulillah. You know what I just noticed, by the way? I was looking through my saved tweets from Farid, and I saw this. No idea if you've ever seen this.
How long ago was that?
That was very, very long time ago.
Yeah, that was back. Was that back when Hijab was trying to get us kicked off everything, and then they ended up getting us a bunch of new supporters?
I think. Oh yeah, this was 2020. But here's Farid actually addressing Patreon and telling them, asking them why you and I are not banned from Patreon.
Yeah. By the way, isn't this amazing? You've got all these guys, they support killing apostates, child marriage, all this stuff. And it's like, we're the good guys here, but these guys, they criticize this stuff. So how are they not banned from everything?
Yeah, that's
and you even look at when Hijab started trying to get us kicked off everything. He actually posted a video giving step-by-step instructions. Go here and then click on this and then post your complaint here and do this. And he was giving these instructions and so on. And then thousands of people were doing it. It's very interesting that Patreon never messed with either one of us, because they have banned lots of people in the past. I guess they looked at it and like, I'm sorry, this just doesn't violate our policies here.
Yeah.
But like, what was that after like eating the Quran? I'm guessing they all complained, and then Patreon's like taking a bite out of it. I'm sorry, we don't have a rule against that here. And I mean, hats off to them, because I mean, it is very common for companies, especially tech companies, to always side with the keyboard jihadis who are whining like babies.
Yeah, but it did not happen. It did not happen. Alhamdulillah, because
Here we
Allah is on our side. Ayatollah Khamenei said the real AP died of COVID. This new one is a fraud like Tupac and Elvis. Wrath of Allah. This is a very good point. I didn't think about this. It actually makes a lot of sense.
Maybe Allah just made everyone think AP died.
Because Allah is the best of deceivers. Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah.
Allah planned and AP planned better.
I remember several days ago, I was messaging you about my sickness and getting back to work. And I said I was getting better. And I told you, Allah plans and I plan, and I am the best of planners. And you then responded, no, you suck at planning. Man.
No, you just destroy all my awesome plans. That's what you do. like we've had a plan for like 3 or 4 months to binge watch The Chosen and review it. And then we even had Isa agreed to jump. We could have a Christian, a Muslim, and an atheist all watching The Chosen, and then we put it off forever. And now the new season's coming out next month, so totally destroys the entire plan.
Alhamdulillah.
History, like I am a nonstop fire hose of good ideas, and AP is like this. He just destroys everything.
Yeah.
It's like there's this towering inferno, and I've got this nonstop awesome idea, fire hose, and it's just going up in flames.
Pretty much.
Who's this?
Alhamdulillah. This is a Israeli government spokesperson. He was giving updates on the situation. The funny thing is, when you look at the global outrage or the genocide accusations and all that, it could look like, you see, the world is waking up, Israel is crumbling right now, and then you see the actual response from Israel. And
on the hostage crisis, time is running out for the 136 vulnerable hostages still trapped in the Hamas terror dungeons. And in fact, time has already run out for the 25 hostages killed in Hamas captivity. Just now, the Families Forum, the Hostages Forum, has released a medical report that we urge you all to read, detailing how all of the hostages face immediate life-threatening danger in Hamas captivity, and there is no time left for them. We welcome sustained media coverage of their plight, and note especially the powerful report in the Daily Mail by Natalie Lisbona and Andy Yearing. Don't forget them. Faces of girls still held by Hamas. We welcome condemnations of the Hamas rapist regime's crimes by UN-appointed experts Alice Jill Edwards and Morris Tidball Binns, who said the growing evidence about reported sexual violence is particularly harrowing, constituting gross violations of international law and war crimes that may, we say obviously do, qualify as crimes against humanity. It is therefore especially regrettable that instead of campaigning for their unconditional release, UN agencies have been urging Israel to leave the Hamas rapist regime in power. To them we say, if anyone thinks we are going to abandon those vulnerable hostages in the hands of the Hamas rapist regime, get out of our way.
There you have it. There you have it. There are all these protests and all these calls for Israel. No, ceasefire, no, stop. And
that's
Israel's response is, get out of our way.
That's pretty much it. And if I were these guys, I would clarify it even more. I would say, guys, we have 2 options here too. Either Hamas surrenders, hands over our hostages, gives them to us, and then we'll talk about, and then we'll have a ceasefire, or we are going to keep hunting them until we are convinced that we've gotten all the hostages and that every Hamas jihadi is no longer a threat because they're dead. Those are your options. You can whine all you want. You can protest all you want. Nothing is stopping us from those two options. So if you don't like the second one, encourage the first one. Encourage the first one. Tell Hamas to surrender and hand over the hostages. That's what I would say. So I would say that over and over again, and I do like the fact that they are sticking to that, right? Like,
yeah.
Just guys, we're going to keep going after these guys until we've gotten them.
This is Elon Levy. He's the spokesman of the Israeli government, and a very good spokesman. I mean, very, very, very good way of representing Israel. There's also in this speech he points out something pretty dark, which is that this has been going on for too long. Hamas raped. And they don't want to say it, but let's just say it. Hamas and Gazan civilians raped Israeli women, and some of them are still in captivity, and some of them may be pregnant. And any chance for them, they say, to get an abortion, to refuse to carry, from whatever results from the raping by these monsters, any chance for that is going away, is running out. So we will do our best to get these people back as soon as possible. And plus, they also have babies in captivity still. They still have baby hostages. But yeah, Israel is at fault. Watching said, do you support a ban of immigration from all Muslim majority countries that Trump has enforced and wants to enforce again, but for all Western nations? Is it racist, and why not? I think Trump said that he wants to bring it back.
He was talking about certain country. I don't know if he's got new plans, but back when he was doing the ban, it was from certain countries where there were terrorists who wanted to come over. So that was specific.
Yeah, I think he recently said that that it was terribly embarrassing of the Biden government, Biden administration to change that. As soon as he comes back, he will reinstate the bans again and expand them. I think that's what he said. I'm not entirely sure if I'm remembering that correctly. I mean, I would say I am in general not in favor of a blanket ban of immigration from everywhere.
Yeah, I'm not against immigration even from Muslim countries. I'm against being stupid about it. So if you wanted to increase vetting and do a little bit more investigation into the people you're bringing in, I think that would be a good. There are places that I don't think should take in anymore. Like, I don't think France should be taking in any more Muslims, and so there are places that I don't think should be taking in any more Muslims. So I would understand that in certain places, but I mean, I don't know why. I don't know why it's not a simple thing. Say, hey, you want to get out of that country? Come to this one. Yeah. Come sit down. We're gonna hook this up to you. This is called a lie detector. We're gonna ask you some simple questions. Do you think it's okay under certain circumstances to have sex with a little girl? Do you want Islam to dominate and control the entire world? What do you think? The guy running this machine over here, yeah, he's an apostate. What do you think? Oh, your blood pressure is going through the roof. Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
that sort of thing.
Yeah, I would say I don't support the complete bans. I mean, just think about it. It doesn't have to be personal. I came to America from a Muslim country, from a supposedly secular but predominantly Muslim country like Turkey, and I came here specifically because I don't want to be part of that country. I don't want to be part of that culture. I want to be part of where I think I really belong, which is the Western world, Western culture, American culture. It would be very, 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 very bad if I wasn't able to escape that hellhole And Turkey is nothing compared to some other places that people want to escape from, because of this blanket ban on all kinds of people coming from those countries. However, I do think, that immigration is a very important thing, a very sensitive issue that should be properly regulated. Unfortunately, in the West, people adopted this whole idea that it is virtuous to be completely stupid about immigration and to take in anyone who knocks on your door, which is ridiculous. Nobody would have done that a century ago. That needs to stop. And for certain countries to be on a list for bans with certain exceptions, I think that's not entirely unreasonable. Yeah. That's that. Brecht said, thank you, Brecht, for your super chat. Nice contribution. Thank you. When Farid and Mohammed Hijab want to ban our Patreon, it's very helpful that you make the super chat. Thank you. Brecht said, David, you're a great man. What?
Whoa, what? Hey, that's probably the comment of the year right there.
What? This is starting the wrong way. It should say AP, you are a great man.
David, you are a great man. Save this one because, at the end of the year, we'll do the greatest super chats of 2024. And this would be my vote for top comment.
I will print this out and send it to you, or give it to you next time we meet up. David, you're a great man. I'm a Jewish secular businessman and you're a Mossad handler.
Oh, Brecht. Oh, yeah. He sends me my orders.
Thanks to you and AP for your bravery. Thank you. Appreciate that very much. Very, very much. Muchas gracias. Yeah. ES 1000. I would have appreciated this much more if it said AP, you're a great man, but yeah, whatever. ES 1002 said, my 33-month-old grandma says, welcome back, Redford. Thank you. I appreciate that. Grandma from generally Kikuchu's perspective, as we understand.
It's pretty old grandma. 33.
Stefan the Pelted said, Allah loves sneezing, thus he gave AP COVID, temporarily stopping 2 of his top critics from going live. You see, this proves Islam. Welcome back. Thank you. I appreciate it. Allah is... I'm not sure if this was about Allah or Alan. I think Alan is actually the one who made me sick this time. But yeah, could be Allah too. Ayatollah Khamenei said, that screaming goat sounds like me when I tighten my leather straps too tight. Please play it again. Only goats.
Gonna show the goat again?
Yeah.
All you Hakikachu fans, look away so that you're not tempted. Can't have you guys running around whacking off to this goat.
It's beautiful.
Powerful.
That's beautiful. That sounds exactly like the Quran.
This came from Derek, your brother in Christ.
Oh, nice.
He said we were joking during. I was joking during a live stream because he has they got like 40 or 50 goats up there. Anyway, they have a farm with goats and sheep. Anyway, Christmas is coming up. I said, hey, send me a goat for Christmas because I was just thinking I would cook that thing. And then he sent this. So it worked out.
That's not a real goat, right?
It is. It's a little... I mean, for the Hakikachu crowd, it would be. It's like, doesn't matter how small you are. They should have their own... There's that line from Dr. Seuss, person's a person, no matter how small. Theirs should be like... my wife is my wife, no matter how small, or some crap like that.
Here's a video showing genocidal intent, by the way.
لن تقوم الساعة حتى يقاتل المسلمون اليهود فيقتلهم المسلمون فيجري اليهودي فيختبئ وراء الشجر والحجر حتى يقول الشجر والحجر.
Look at this guy's face. Look how he's like so happy about this. Like so smiling. Oh, the day will come. We will kill the Jews.
فيقتلهم المسلمون فيجري اليهودي فيختبئ وراء الشجر والحجر حتى يقول الشجر والحجر. يا مسلم يا عبد الله هذا يهودي ورائي فتعال فاقتل.
I don't even want to know what kind of stuff is in this guy's beard.
إلا الغرقد فإنه من شجر اليهود.
اليهود الآن يزرعون هذا الشجر الآن بكثرة في فلسطين لأنهم يوقنون بذلك.
شجر
الغرقد.
ولو دخل أي واحد منكم ونظر إلى هذه المغتصبات إن تيسر له ذلك عبر.
This is a very prominent scholar, this guy here. I forgot his name.
He looks like it.
He's a very
looks
prominent.
Important. You can look at someone and tell if he's important or not.
He's a very prominent scholar. This guy here is pushing a conspiracy theory and basically telling his audience, like he says, any of you who have the opportunity to log on to Google Earth or a similar program and look at these settlements, talking about Israeli settlements, he says, you will be able to see these trees surrounding all of these places. This guy is telling his audience here that Israelis are aware of the prophecy that the Jews will hide behind the gargot trees, and that Israelis are desperately planting these gargot trees everywhere. And this might sound like a very stupid thing to lots of people. Might sound like a joke. But this is a common conspiracy theory that I heard a lot when I was a child, when I was younger, when I was a teenager. I heard this during religious gatherings. I heard this from my parents, from others, and you see this around the world. Muslims, lots of Muslims believe that this prophecy of Muslims killing the Jews and Jews hiding behind trees and hiding behind this specific tree called the gargot tree. They think that Jews believe in that too, and they are planting gargot trees everywhere to protect themselves. It's so dumb. This is what these people are spreading. Not only are they thereby celebrating the idea that they will kill the Jews and eradicate them, they're also making up this incredibly idiotic conspiracy theory. But hey, right now it's not the Jews who are hiding, right?
Nope.
Yep.
أن يرى هذه الشجرة ظاهرة تحيط بكل مكان عندهم.
سنقاتلهم وسنهزمهم وسنستأصل شأفتهم فلا يعود على ظهر الأرض يهودي واحد.
Can you imagine these guys are 2 billion deep and they're like 15 million Jews in the entire world and they're like whining like that.
Yeah.
We're going to get them, but we're hiding in tunnels, but we're going to get them.
Look at this stuff. This is why everyone should become aware of what Islam is, of how Islamic scholars act, of what Islamic scholars preach. I mean, this is common belief. This is not anything fringe. It's not extreme. This is not extreme. This is very common. This is mainstream Islamic belief. When this guy says we will fight them, we will defeat them, we will annihilate them, not a single Jew will remain on the face of the earth. These are not extreme beliefs. These are not like radical fringe beliefs that you don't find among the common population. These are regular mainstream Islamic beliefs, which is why people should become aware of what these guys preach and believe in, and nobody should trust a single word that comes out of these people's mouths anymore. These guys are hateful, and this is what they believe about you. Yeah. Stop Scamming Man said, hi guys, are there any ex-Muslim or similar channels which you think are horrendously undersubscribed to?
Just this one. It's the only one that matters.
Yeah. What?
No, I was just going to say, yeah, there are. I mean, what are the channels? What are the channels? The main channels of the ex-Muslims. On the ex-Muslim atheist side, you've got Harris Sultan, you've got Abdullah Samir, you've got Nuria Khan. Who else is there on the atheists?
I think of Infidel Noodle, but I noticed that she hasn't published a video in like 6 months. She's not very active.
You see,
it's the punishment of Allah. You see.
So you've got those are the ex-Muslim atheist channels. If anyone else can think of any more, there are those, and then you have the ex-Muslim Christian channels. Some of
Holy Humanist Nuria Khan should be subscribed to. I think very good voice, very good channel. Harris Sultan is another one to be subscribed to. Here, Harris Sultan, he's doing great work. Should be deserves subscriptions. We should make a list and should share that with everyone. A list promoting channels that we want to promote.
No, we should keep all the attention for ourselves.
Yeah, I know, but we could just pretend that we are promoting these people.
Really, any of the Christian channels, whether they're ex-Muslim or not, that are the Arabic-speaking Christians, or some of the other relevant languages like Urdu and so on like that, are good to follow.
God Logic is a very, very good channel. Would recommend subscribing, following. Very good takes on debates between Christianity and Islam and refuting Islam. Very, very good. What's his name again?
Who? What's his name?
God Logic's name.
It's right there. God Logic. No, his name's Avery. Avery.
Oh yeah, Avery. L-I-S-O Elohim. Very nice stuff, especially recently. Although sometimes there are like ridiculous people here that join them on live streams, as you can see here.
Hey, look there. Hey, look there. Look there. Look there. Oh, look at that. Elle's got over 100,000 views on her video. Ex-Muslim Ali Dawa is Christian now.
I really like how she did this video, by the way.
100,000.
Wake up.
She did this so well.
The ex-Muslim Ali Dawa not only apostatizes from Islam, but also appears to publicly convert to Christianity. We'll need to evaluate his alleged conversion further in this video, but either way, his apostasy still has pretty...
This is very well done. I told her that too. Very nicely produced. Yeah. Yeah, that's that. Ayatollah Khamenei finally became a YouTube channel member. Very, very nice. Very nice. Welcome to the club. Welcome.
And all of Iran will follow.
Inshallah. Inshallah. Ari Wasserman, welcome and thank you for this contribution, for the super chat, as always. Always happy to see you here. Ari Wasserman said, genocide is the snot strap of the stuttering virus.
Gross. It is interesting when people will try to combine as many of the inside jokes on this channel into one comment.
Yeah.
Why stuttering?
Yeah, yeah. Very, very nice. Same, but Ari Wasserman is also a Mossad handler, by the way, giving me all the Mossad money. St. Miles said, not moderating today, just listening in. Yeah, always good to see you here and to have you here. I know you're always busy. Sahih Muskris said, going to the gym is my genocide against calories. Hey, that should be a new thing instead of the whole my jihad.
Yeah, that's my genocide. What's yours? My genocide is to kill as many calories as possible at the gym. That's my genocide. What's yours?
Yeah. Man, the twisted stuff that we get here. The jihad against the enemies of Allah is not a bad thing. It's just misunderstood. But then fighting back against terrorists is literally genocide. This is what we're given by the Islamists. Perfect. The Comely Bengali said, I'm not a Zionist, but I do support Israel's right to exist. Some would say that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, that's kind of a Zionist.
Yeah.
I mean, you can have some different meanings. Like you can have people who believe that Jews have like a divine right to the land or something like that. And you could be thinking of it along those lines and say, I don't agree with that, but I support the right to exist. But I mean, generally Zionism is just Israel's right to exist and defend itself. That's kind of what it is now.
Yeah. Modern Zionism by definition is just, is the idea that Israel should be established in that land. Later it became the idea that it should be that Israel has the right to exist in the land that it is now, that is historically Israel. But of course you could expand on Zionism and say that Zionism is an idea that developed on that and now also includes working toward the furthering of Israel's goals and all of that. But yeah, in essence, it's just about the existence of Israel. MHMW said South Africa filed lawsuit against Israel before the ICJ.
Whoa, they did? Why haven't we heard of this sooner?
No idea. Wonderful king, if they will compare blockade to Azerbaijan and Armenians in Nabango. Wonderful thing, king. Yeah, exactly. Lots of things are happening in the world, but none of them are bad. Unless Israel is involved. Velvet Jazz said, yay, prayers answered. AP is back. Yeah, it worked indeed. It worked indeed. Alhamdulillah. Sal Willis said, so glad you are well again and back, AP. The world needs you. I know the world needs me. The world is very sad without me. I'm aware of this. But thank you. I appreciate it. Appreciate it very much. Smanley became a YouTube member. Thank you for becoming part of this cult and furthering our goal for global domination. Jasperson said, Daniel the Pikachu. This is very disrespectful and literally genocide, so please abstain from that. Cedric said, AP is basically born again. Welcome back, AP, and glad you didn't allow yourself to be violently subjugated by the COVID. Hi, David.
Hi, Cedric.
You see how this how Hi David is just so trivial here in the super chat. This is very disrespectful. Literally genocide. Ayatollah Khamenei said, Chad Jews dig tunnels to get to the temple more frequently. Virgin Islamists dig tunnels in order to live underground with the other men. Did you see the story of in New York of part of a Haredi Jewish community digging tunnels, and then it was all just a little a feud, a conflict to expand the usage of space in order to, engage in temple activities, but it quickly derailed into all kinds of ridiculous conspiracy theories, and people around the world started like, you see, the Jews are digging tunnels to try to take over society. You see what they're doing there. It's a sex cult. They are doing ritual murders down there. They are abducting children.
It was for child trafficking. Yeah, I saw all that stuff.
This is how it's a very clear. That's a very clear example of how it goes, how the world reacts, how people react when Jews are involved in something. And the funny thing is that you could probably find that a lot of those Jews in that community are not even pro-Israel. Lots of them are not even Zionists. Many of them might be anti-Zionists. It's a very mixed community of which lots of people among them are pro and lots of them are anti-Israel, and some of them are neutral. Nothing to do with Israel.
Yeah, I lived in New York City. Whenever there was some sort of rally involving Jews, or especially involving Israel, there would be a counter rally of Jews who were condemning those Jews for supporting Israel. It's interesting.
Yeah. Ari Osman said, there's no proof Bottom G has 10 children. Literally genocide. Oh, yeah. We need to look into Andrew Tate again.
Yeah, they did. I haven't seen it, but they did that big new documentary. What was it? Channel 4, Channel 13, one of those channels.
Yeah. My back is itching. I gotta scratch my back.
You gotta get one of these.
Yeah. Curious Cat said, just curious. Huh, that's nice. Curious Cat said, just curious. How much were you into conspiracy theories involving Jews? I seen your video on the Jews not too long ago. I did believe in some, which were a result of my upbringing. I wasn't too heavily into them, and I wasn't too hateful of Jews. I guess I always had this kind of this personality of sympathizing with the other side, and that kind of kept me away from becoming very insane about that kind of stuff. I don't know. That's what I want to say about that. Daniel's search history said you don't want to know. I don't even want to know.
It's got a baby on there.
St. Miles said, shared on other social media platforms. Thank you, St. Miles. Thank you. Always.
Isn't it, by the way, isn't it creepy when like they're talking about signs of maturity and you know that in their, they say it knowing how people are going to interpret it, but they know what they're actually talking about, just like signs of, you know, the girl's not going to break and stuff. And I mean, can you just imagine these guys checking? Oh, she's a little chubby. Oh, she's a little chubby. Doesn't look like she'll break too easily.
Oh, signs of maturity.
Oh, she's chubby enough to not be broken by me.
Signs of not breaking. See, maybe I could start.
And they're the good guys. Don't let that escape you. They're the good guys.
I never get into. We both never go into the graphic descriptions of what it involves, how Muslims have historically viewed child marriage, and when a man can have sex with a girl. But it is really messed up, and maybe we should sometime sit down and expose all of the historical scholarly work on how Muslims viewed early sex between a man and a little girl, which involved some really, really messed up things that you don't want to hear. But yeah, it's just a peaceful religion, and it's just all about reason and logic. Yeah, almost as good as atheism. Sandman said the argument for God from ugly Muslim art.
We do need to. I mean, I've heard of like the argument from beauty and so on. I can't think of any time I've listened to a serious presentation of it, but we've got our friend David S, who he like specializes in that. We should get him on one day to actually break down like what is the actual argument. And I'm guessing it's something like must be standard of beauty or something like that, but I'd like to see all the premises laid out and defended.
Yeah, that's true. It's true. It's true.
You're sick. You are sick.
Yeah. Arya Wasserman said an infidel noodle not wanting to become Ali Dawa's second wife is literally suicide. It is. It's literally.
Sure is.
It is. Stefan de Pellet said, AP, you played any Crusader?
Here we go. Nerd video games.
Check out The Fallen Eagle. It covers earlier bookmarks. They will cover 632 for Rise of Islam next. Oh, interesting. I recently wanted to play Crusader Kings 3 again, but then it crashed. And then I tried it again and it crashed again. And I don't know what happened, but for some reason it doesn't work right now for me. But and I don't want to mess around with it too much and find out why. So
I think I'll have to upgrade to a new system and get the PlayStation 12, the new controller, the special edition.
No,
I can play my games.
You play it on the computer, not the PlayStation.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Swiss Apologetics said,
Hey, David, you're so dumb. You think these games are played on a PlayStation. You don't even realize we play them on a computer, like grown-ups. So we look. If anyone looking and doesn't see what we're doing, they would think, oh, they're in front of a computer. They must be doing some grown-up stuff. But no, we're just playing.
You don't even know. You don't even know about these video games. Swiss Apologetics said, hey guys, do you have a big birthday party planned for July 10th this year? Quran gets 100 years old. Oh, that's a funny idea.
Whoa, it's the 100th anniversary of the Cairo edition.
Yes.
Interesting. Yeah, guys, so if anyone doesn't know what we're talking about for a long time, just different areas of the Muslim world had different Qurans, and then you had the Ottoman Empire, of course, and then so that became the version that the Ottomans, which was the Hafs, that one became most popular because they ran the empire, and then Muslims decided to eventually put out like a version of the Quran, and so they spent several years working on it, and that's called the 1924 Cairo edition. And then that one got spread around as like the best version, but it didn't take long. It only took a few decades before Muslims started claiming, oh nope, there's only one Quran, always has been, always will be, perfectly preserved right down to the letter. Just complete lies, Dawa lies. and then that all got exposed. But yeah, this is the 100th anniversary year. Interesting, very interesting. We are going to have to do something big for July 10th.
Did you just say anniversary?
It's our anniversary.
Anniversary. That's interesting.
Don't you ever correct an American on his pronunciation.
Anniversary.
You Turkish German.
You bigot. You racist. Yeah. This is very funny.
Powerful.
It's very funny. This is what comes up when you Google Ottomans. Yeah. Anyway, Ari Wasserman said Jews laughing at Farfour, literally genocide. It is.
It is.
Yeah. You can't laugh at Farfour.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You have to dance when you talk about Farfour like this. Yeah. The Sarah Mayhem said donation balance not from the Mossad. Okay, thank you for not telling us. Sandman said also David Wood more cool gospel videos in 2024. Probably not.
Oh, might be more than ever, just so you know, Sandman.
Oh, that's good. That sounds good. That sounds good. I don't know if it's a good idea to keep this on the screen for so long, since there is literally the Nazi symbol on here.
Yeah, you were so banned. Oh, what? What? Look at that. It's got the Nazi.
Maybe I shouldn't keep that on the screen for too long. Maybe I should just keep this instead, which seems much more reasonable. Yeah. Nazi bad. Ari Wasserman said Dizzle's Muslim bottom G voice, literally genocide.
Which voice is that? Is that the UC? Is that one?
That, I guess so, but that's kind of like everything. Like that started out as a Muhammad hijab thing.
Yeah, I do that, and then there's the Ali Dawa one.
Yeah,
which is the same voice for Farfour.
Because they are the same person. Yeah, yeah. Mo had imaginary sex. AP dream state conclusions. Yeah,
he's got a point. So in the Hadith, Muhammad went around somewhere between 6 months and 2 years in a state of delusion. He kept thinking that he was having sex with his wives when he wasn't. Maybe it was a goat. No one knows. We don't have sources, but he thought he was having sex with his wives when it wasn't. I mean, who could tell? They're all covered up. You don't know whether you're having sex with your wife or a hefty bag or something like that. But yep, he was thinking he was having sex with his wives, but wasn't. And now AP is feeling like he's walking around in a dream state. Draw your own conclusions.
Draw your own conclusions. Alhamdulillah. Draw your own conclusions. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. I'm basically just answering questions now and taking super chats. That's what this has become.
My show will be much better tomorrow because we'll actually have a topic instead of just doing everything at random.
This is actually better than having a topic. Just so you know. Bob Jabri said, can you please do a segment about Gog and Magog? People from Lebanon think they cause earthquakes because they're still digging to go back to Earth.
We should. That is that's an underrated point, especially when you pull up the clips of like Sheikh Yasser Qadi, who thinks there's zombies and stuff. He thinks they're like there's zombies living underground who are going to come out of the ground and attack the world and stuff like that. And because guys, if people, the general issue, if we're talking about Islamic Gog and Magog, it's Surah 18 when Alexander the Great's traveling all over the place, and there are so many things we point out from Surah 18. But normally if we're talking about Surah 18, focus on Surah 1886 and Alexander the Great traveling so far west, he finds the place where the sun sets. We normally focus on that, but you keep reading, and Alexander the Great finds the place where the sun rises. He gets this place with these mountains, and there are these hordes of something. Gog and Magog. And the people around beg Alexander the Great, hey, we need to stop these guys. We need to do something. They're going to wipe us all out. So Alexander the Great, there's these two mountains here, builds this giant wall in between them that is to this day keeping out the hordes of Gog and Magog. They're still trapped behind there.
It's true.
And then eventually they're going to bust out and they're going to be slaughtering people and so on. So notice, the issue for Islam is that Alexander the Great built this giant wall between two mountains to keep out these hordes of Gog and Magog.
That's true.
So that's kind of one issue. Two, they're still there. It hasn't happened yet. Gog and Magog haven't broken up. So somewhere in this world, there's a giant wall with these hordes that are going to be powerful enough to like wreak havoc on the entire world, and they're trapped behind this wall, and they're just there waiting. But then in the future, somehow they're gonna actually break out and do all this destruction and so on. And so Muslims who are reading this, they have to try and figure this out. Does it make sense? Is there a place in the world with a giant wall and all these people hid behind it and so on? So they have to come up with an explanation. And you've got Sheikh Yasser Qadi, who thinks is actually referring to zombies who are sort of trapped and they're going to bust out.
Zombies.
Zombie. It's Gog Magog.
Gog Magog. I love this hadith here. It says,
there'll be a funny character in a show called Gog Magog.
Yeah.
I'm Gog Magog.
Gog Magog.
I'm Quick Draw Magog.
The Prophet once came to her in a state of fear and said, none has the right to be worshipped but Allah. Woe unto the Arabs from a danger that has come near. An opening has been made in the wall of Gog and Magog like this, making a circle with his thumb and index finger.
That big?
Zainab bin Jash said, "Oh Allah's messenger, shall we be destroyed even though there are pious persons among us?" He said, "Yes, when the evil person will increase." This is fantastic. Like 1,400 years ago. 1,400 years ago. 1,400 years ago, Muhammad comes in panic and is like, oh no, it's coming, it's going to happen soon, woe to the Arabs for what is coming. Gog and Magog made a hole this big in the wall, they're going to come soon. That's what that guy said, and yeah, here we are.
There are people who do computer animations. I'll occasionally see them. They'll say like 10,000 Spartans versus, and you could just program your computer to have battles, but it would be funny, like a bunch of zombies busting through that hole.
So what Muhammad basically came out and said, if the trajectory continues as it is, Gog and Magog will soon come out and attack Arabs. That's what he basically said. And we're still waiting for it. And we still don't know where the wall is.
Yeah, and guys, keep in mind, we're talking about I think it's like more than I'm trying. I haven't studied this in a while. I think it's like they're most of the population of the world is. So you're talking about billions of people trapped behind a wall somewhere in the world.
It's true. You just can't see them because you are an Islamophobe.
Yeah, we should do a deep dive into that once. Pull up some Muslim explanations of what this is. Go through the sources. Go through the Quran. Go through the Hadith, and so on.
You know what the funny thing is? When I was a Muslim, I believed in this whole thing, but I never knew exactly what to make of it because, and that's one of those things. Like you are told something about the end time, about Gog and Magog and the wall and stuff like that, but it never really made sense to me. And I never really knew what to do with it. So I was just like, okay, I accept. Just don't talk about it too much. Garbled words said, regrettably, Israel is too careful. They put their own soldiers in danger to spare civilians, and the world still condemns them. Well.
Yeah, that is, I mean, a person could make that argument saying, Israel doesn't actually have to put any of their soldiers in danger. They could just bomb the place down to rubble. And there are people who would say that's better than even putting any of their soldiers. But yeah, I would prefer not killing everybody.
Yeah. How about let's not do that? Yeah. Fly said, can anyone else notice how there has been a rise in Indophobic comments online over the Indian support of Israel? I've seen recently people going after Indians or Hindus because of the support for Israel, which is funny, because that will come from the same people who just who rally around any white-skinned person who speaks up for for Palestinians or Muslims. They're like, yeah, you're my master, yes, please talk about this, yeah. And then they're accusing Indians or Hindus of being like, sucking up to Israel or to Jews or something like that, which is very interesting.
Yeah, guys, I'll
Also
say it.
projection there.
I will say it again here. You are familiar because we've been hearing about it for years. The avalanche of apostasy. So you're talking, I mean, if you go back 25 years, it was rare. It was rare to hear from ex-Muslims. All of a sudden now you can't go online for 5 seconds without running into ex-Muslims. The apostasy rate among young people went from close to 0% to 24%. You're talking 4 or 5 years ago. It was at 24%. So it's been increasing. Muslims, even though they thump their chest, Islam's going to dominate the world, they are in absolute panic mode. What do we do if this trend continues? If the trajectory continues, what happens? Islam falls apart, and then it completely falls apart in a couple decades. I mean, you're talking 40% of Iranians still consider themselves Muslims. These are the issues. There are millions of closet atheists who are still counted as Muslims in Muslim countries because they won't speak out. Muslims are panicking because they're also paying attention to the trajectory. What happens if this trajectory continues? You see the problem they have with even one ex-Muslim. What happens when you're dealing with millions or eventually tens of millions, hundreds of millions? Well, now, I mean, already there are tens of millions. What happens when you're dealing with hundreds of millions of ex-Muslims? So they understand they have to take their ultimate final stand kind of right now. Like, if we do not do something right now to stop what's going on, we can't wait another 10 years. Islam will have crumbled. So they're in a panic mode. They're desperate right now. So they're attacking in all directions right now. It's attack in all directions, endlessly, go after everyone simultaneously. It's our last shot. The plus side is if they lose this little campaign right now, we're going to harass everyone, shout everyone down. If they lose this, what do you got? Nothing. You got there is no plan B. So Islam is just going to crumble if they are not successful right now.
Alhamdulillah. Beautifully spoken.
And then they'll be screaming like this.
Beautifully said. Beautifully said. Alhamdulillah. Yeah. Shida Skunker said, from the river to the sea, Israel will always be. Alhamdulillah. Beautiful.
When you said should I skunker, I thought you were starting to sing the song Should I Stay or Should I Go? That was weird.
Oh, which song is that? I don't know.
Never heard that song?
No.
It's classic, man. Girl, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go? If you say that you are mine, I'll be here till the end of time. Classic, man. You don't even know it. It's what happens. What's the problem with these Germans, Turkish dudes? No concept of good music.
Interesting. Jesse Johnson said, people in the know say the UN paid Farfor's salary. This is proof that he's a secret agent.
No,
and
it's
it was
proof.
made to appear that he was killed. Draw your own conclusions.
Or boobies. Or zaboobies.
Zaboobies. That's indeed true. Indeed true. Cool Freak said Israel is committing retaliation, not a genocide. Genocide is already done by Hamas. It's not even retaliation. It's just, yeah.
That's a good line that people should be sharing on social media when someone says, guys, again, if you want to criticize Israel for something, that can be totally legitimate. If you're just saying genocide anytime someone does something you don't like, you're kind of destroying the meaning of the word. So when people say, oh, it's genocide, Israel's committing retaliation. That's what they're doing. Are you saying they're going too far in their retaliation? Are you saying they should be more careful in their retaliation? You can make all those arguments, but you sound like an idiot when you're calling it genocide. And unless you're saying, which we've said a million times, if Israel is intending genocide, if that is their intent, they are the absolute worst at it of anyone in history, because the population of Gaza is exploding, and I don't mean in the jihadi sense.
Well, to be fair, Israel is also not very experienced at committing genocide, so so maybe that's just the reason. They only went through genocides themselves. They never did it, so you can't blame them. Ayatollah Khamenei said, look up Winnie Mandela necklacing to be enriched by the great nation of South Africa. I don't even want to do that. Huh. I don't even want to. Sagas of History said a two-state solution, Israel-Palestine, seeing that they both like digging, they can have a tunnel digging competition. The winners live above ground and the others live in the nicely built tunnels. Wow. Count Buga. Brigham Young, peace be upon him, said, hey, AP and David Wood. What is APE? What is APE? Ape? Hey, Ape and David Wood. Hey, Ape and Dawood. Would you judge my Surah challenge entry? I call it Surah Eat, Slay, Plow.
I mean, that's pretty much, exactly like the Quran already.
That's a good point. That is a good point. That's a good point. Cool freak. Hitler was highly influenced by Islam. Hitler even had a Turkish army unit. Hitler even kept a high-end Molavi as his advisor. Yeah, we went through that. He had a Grand Mufti was his partner. Howdy, partner. Sanke said, AP, as a former goofy Sufi, would you say Isa Nabir?
You remember? Yeah. I had Isa on the other day, and suddenly you don't want to show up because you call him goofy. You call them all goofy Sufis. I was going to give you the opportunity to apologize to all Sufis everywhere, and you never even show up. And here it's coming up again. You see this?
Yeah, but it's like I just thought, I don't know. I don't have what it takes to confront the Sufis after I said goofy Sufi about them. So that's just that. I can't do that, Ayatollah Khamenei said Muhammad, who has married women as young as I have. Daniel Kikuchu, hold my Pampers. God, stop it.
Oh, hey, I looked up Winnie Mandela necklacing.
You did?
Yep. So she was, in 1986, she was the wife of Nelson Mandela, who was in prison, and she had been tortured and imprisoned repeatedly. And then there was the uprising, and then they would take people from the apartheid government, put a rubber tire drenched with oil around the person's neck and arms, and then set it on fire. We'll call it necklacing. You put a tire around someone's neck and set it on fire.
Wow.
And they were executing apartheid collaborators using that method.
That's pretty messed up.
Pretty messed up.
Sarah Al-Aqsa TV said, I saw a Zed say Palestine is like a second religion for Muslims. So I wonder if AP's Muslim friends and family are angry at his atheism or rabid Zionism. I have to say, knowing my parents and the Muslim community in general, me leaving Islam and criticizing Islam is one thing, but then to side with Israel is like, I don't know which one is actually worse to them. That's how bad it is. That's how bad of a religious situation it also is.
Yeah, I'm not even focusing on it. I'm looking at you know what's creepy? You got the Hakikachu and Ali Dawa and all these guys, they'd be looking at Sarah. They'd be like, ooh, hey, I wonder if she's married. I should send her a love letter. And then they find out this was years ago and she's all old now. Oh, she's too old for me. She's an old woman now.
She is now an adult. Super sticker. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Joshua Wooden said, AP, welcome back from the bed. BED. Where is the outrage by the left of the black lives lost in Nigeria from jihad groups, the fake activism of today, SMH? Yeah,
it is totally fake. You have, I mean, you're talking 50,000 Nigerian Christians killed in recent years.
Yeah, who cares about
and no, you don't hear a peep about it. You don't hear a peep about it from the media.
Who cares about Nigeria? Who cares about Africans? Nobody cares.
And it's just relentless. I mean, pretty much every week on This Week in Jihad, it's up 100 more killed, up 50 more killed. It's just completely relentless as the Islamic controlled North tries to push southward so that they can continue on taking over Africa. No one cares. No one cares.
Why would leftists care about Africans?
They don't.
Why would they give a crap about Africans?
They don't. They only, yeah. I mean, yeah. If a Jew were involved, yeah, they'd care. But
yep. K-Papalis von Zelatiklides said, is Uziel brother of Amram? It's I mean, it's commonly interpreted as Ra and stuff. Yeah. Tanzil Muslihud said, David, what do you say when Muslims say Jesus is a Muslim because he said Allah in Aramaic? Also, when you guys going to make a vid on Farid's video on Islamic dilemma? David, the question is to you. I talked about this more than you did, I think. But then
yeah, we'll probably go through Farid's video. I still haven't watched it, but we'll probably go through it. We're planning on going live for the next few days to kind of catch up because we have a bunch of topics that have been built up while AP's
careful what you say now.
AP's whining in bed, feeling sorry for himself. So we got some topics to catch up on. Yeah, but we'll cover we'll cover either tomorrow or on Sunday on my channel. We'll cover Farid's video on the Islamic dilemma. Unless I watch it and it's so dumb I don't even want to respond to. We'll probably respond to. We got to. It's Farid, man. We like Farid. As far as Muslims,
you will definitely conclude that it's so dumb, but then you still have to decide if you're going to respond or not. That's the problem with Farid videos.
Yeah, we'll probably. So then you have, what do you say when Muslims say Jesus is a Muslim because he said Allah in Aramaic? This is so dumb in so many different ways. So one, where did Jesus say Allah in Aramaic? So what are you actually going to say here? What is your defense of that? Right? The New Testament is written in Greek. So you do have a couple of places where they give you the Aramaic. But the Aramaic, like when Jesus says, Eli, Eli, lama sabachthani, in Aramaic, and guys, this is so insane because you could argue Hebrew, Aramaic, Arabic, these are all related languages. They tend to have some similar L component for kind of a generic word for God. And so in Aramaic, it's something like Allah, right? And so Muslims will say, oh, Allah, that's like Allah, right? Allah would just be like God, like as in not the God. If you wanted to say the God, they in Aramaic, they attach their article at the end. So if you wanted to say the God, it's Elaha, right? Elaha. Versus, and Muslims are, oh, look, Elaha, that sounds like Allah. So you see, it's the same thing. So notice, one, the languages are related, so you get some similarities. But two, even though these kind of sound a little similar, it's like saying Mahmad sounds like Muhammad, and therefore it's the same word. It's what we call the phonic fallacy or the phonetic fallacy. It's so dumb. Here's why it's dumb. The al in Allah is the article. The article is at the beginning. The L in Ilaha, the Aramaic version, that's where you're getting God from, right? In Islam, the al at the beginning is an article. In ilaha, it's the at the end that's the article. They're different words. They're different words. But notice, suppose you granted it. Oh, okay, ilaha, even though etymologically these are completely different things. It kind of sounds like Allah. So we're going to say that Jesus is talking about the same God here. Okay. All of the pagans would use similar words, right? Muhammad's dad's name was Abdullah, slave of Allah. He was a total pagan. He was a total pagan polytheist. So what's that mean? He's a devout Muslim. So all the polytheists, all the pagans believed in Allah. So they're all Muslims. They're all Muslims. All the polytheists. Why is Muhammad conquering devout Muslims? You can go to any of these groups. They all had similar words they all had some sort of similar sounding word for God. Are you saying that everyone in the Middle East who spoke any of the cognate languages, they're all Muslims because they all had they all could use some word that sounded similar to the Arabic word for God? Notice that would be insane and idiotic. You would be laughed out of any classroom at any university in the world for saying something that insanely stupid. You're a Muslim if you use, okay, every pagan in the Middle East before the time of Muhammad, they all would have used some word that sounds something like, that you could say sounds something similar to Allah, even the pagans of Muhammad's time. So that's idiotic. But notice, suppose you grant all that and say, all right, anyone who uses anything that sounds remotely like, if anything has L in it, we're going to say that's talking about the same God, and therefore they're all Muslims. Really? I mean, just grant that. So everyone's a Muslim. All these pagans are Muslims. All these pagans are devout Muslims. Because notice, Jesus also repeatedly calls himself the Son of God, who is going to die on the cross and rise from the dead. The worst possible sin you can commit in Islam is calling someone Son of God. Jesus calls himself the Son of God and has convinced billions of people to call him the Son of God. So if Jesus is a Muslim, what's he doing? He's committing the worst possible sin, shirk, endlessly inciting other people to commit the worst possible sin. What do you mean by Muslim? So I'd go something like that. But guys, I don't know why this is a problem. This is like the stupidest stuff, and you just need to expose it as completely, utterly stupid when you hear it, because this is so dumb. But notice, this is like the big thing in Islamic apologetics right now. Jesus was a Muslim. I see it every time I go anywhere on Twitter or anything else. Jesus was a Muslim. Jesus was a Muslim. Why? Because look, he used a similar word. You see. It's insanely stupid, and it shows. This just goes along. This is why they're collapsing, ladies and gentlemen. They got stupid arguments like this.
The thing is that there is a very important distinction to make between what Allah is and what the name of God in the biblical sense and in tradition is. It is now very much understood that the words El or Elah or Elaha or Elohim, and with all of its derivations from the original El, that word itself is not a name of God. Is not the name of God. It is just a word that is used in the Hebrew language, and that was adopted from other languages or from other cultures, which also used that very same word to refer to certain gods, or to a greater God, to a creator God, to the central God, or to different gods, to multiple gods. There's also a theory, which is that in some ancient Semitic or ancient Canaanite religions, El was actually the name of one certain god, and it became it came to become the generally commonly used word to refer to a deity. In Hebrew, when the Bible, for example, mentions the word Eloh or Elohim, which comes from the same usage, it doesn't use that word as a name for the very God that the Jews believed in, or that the Bible talks about, or that Christians believe in. It just uses the generic word for deity, for God. The Bible uses the very same word, not only to refer to the God of Israel or the God of Abraham, it also uses that very same word to refer to different gods, the gods of the polytheists, the golden calf, or other things like that. So that word just means a deity. That's it. The actual name of God in the Bible would be Yahweh, not Allah or Elohim or whatever it is. So pointing out that there is a similarity between Allah and Allah means nothing at all. It just means that the Muslim side is ignorant of what they believe in, of their own tradition, of their religious history, of the Bible, and so on. It just shows ignorance. That's all. What is very important to point out here is that Islam is completely unaware of Yahweh, of the actual name that belongs to that very God, which in the Bible is so often pointed out as being his unique name and is mentioned over 6,000 times. So this whole argument can just be turned around to show that Islam is ignorant and completely disconnected from Abrahamic religion. Yeah. With that said, I was just reading an article about child marriage and what Islamic scholars think about it, and they talk about the husband getting together with the little minor wife and accidentally killing her during sex and stuff like that. It's ridiculous. It's disgusting. We'll get into that some other time. Cedric said South African people were displaced. Peace be upon me said, welcome back, AP. David Wood, I don't get why Hitler Germans were obsessed with Islam. On World War I, Germans kept silent on Ottomans genocide and Christians. Love you both. There were common interests in World War I, which are unrelated, I would say, to why Hitler was in love with Islam. To Hitler didn't really believe in the Christian religion. He just publicly pretended to be a Christian, but he disliked Christianity. He thought it's a weak religion, and he said, I wish the Germans had a proper religion that encouraged them to fight and to shed blood. And of course, a perfect religion for that would be Islam. That's why he was in love with Islam.
I have to say, I mean, in an evil way, he had a point. I mean, it is really creepy how successful Germans could be in taking on the entire world. And even after they lose 2 world wars, they're still competing for third in the world's leading economy right now. So somehow these Germans just keep rebuilding and taking on the entire world. Imagine if they had an ideology that was more conducive, like that convinced more of the German people that they need to go out and conquer the world. That would be pretty freaking creepy. Yeah. But for all you Nazis out there, guess what? You're getting the ideology that that Hitler longed for. So remember, Hitler said, guys, if we just had Islam as our religion, we could take over the world. And now they're inviting in as many Muslims as possible.
Alhamdulillah.
Shocker.
You asked for it and you're going to get it.
Hitler would be pleased.
What Hitler did say is that had the Arabs won against the French or the Franks and had brought Islam to Europe, eventually the Arabs, because of their inferior nature, would have failed. And Germans, with their superiority, would have taken over Islam, and it would have become a very suitable religion for them to fight and to conquer. So that was his idea. So the Muslims shouldn't be very flattered by Hitler's romance with Islam. Yeah. Sarah Alexa TV says, dear children, don't be deceived. AP surviving Allah's curse doesn't prove he's right. He was never cursed. Allah only made it seem like he was cursed. This is true. This is accurate.
Allah is the best at making things seem.
Yeah. Jeremy Mott said Free Bibas turned 1 year old on the 4th. That's the youngest baby, I think, in Hamas captivity right now. Or
that would yeah, I'd be saying things like that if I were Israeli leaders. So look, as long as even if you just had that one baby, we would still be coming after you. forever.
Yeah. Valhalla, somebody pointed out. Yeah, Valhalla is actually proof that Islam is the true religion, because when the Nordic people believed in Valhalla and in Odin and the Allfather, what they were actually saying is so they were referring to Odin as the Allfather. What they were actually meaning was Allah, but people just understood that as Allfather. And when they were saying Valhalla, they were saying Wallahi, Wallahi, brother, and Allahu Akbar. That's what they were saying. So
Val,
the Norse people were
house
actually
of Allah, Valhalla.
The Norse people were actually
Valhalla.
Muslims.
See, they're all Muslims. That's why
they were
Islam-
actually Palestinian Muslims.
They were Palestinians. The Vikings were Palestinians.
Vikings were Palestinians.
You need to do that.
The thing is, you could repeat this stuff, and lots of Muslims would actually buy it and spread it. Christian Gunnut said, aborting even a baby who was fathered by a rapist is murder and therefore sinful. Psalm 139:13. If these Israeli women don't want to have part Philistine babies, I'm sure there are infertile Christian couples who will adopt. Yeah, you will have to leave that to them. That's that. Nutters said, Nutters, thank you with a $150 super chat here. This is the super shekel that wins this stream. The biggest super shekel here. Thank you so much. Biggest super shekel. Always happy to see you here. Nutters said, I guess you're an okay man, AP, so here's some jizya. Thank you.
It is good, because again, I was already trying to figure out who AP's replacement was.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you. That is, I accept this jizya, and you have hereby saved yourself from being killed and enslaved. Thank you. Masaya 2 became a YouTube member. Thank you so much. Welcome to the channel club.
Hey,
what?
Hey, the Val in Valhalla is the slain. So if we conclude that Allah in Valhalla is Allah, it's the slain of Allah.
Really?
And
That's what it is?
that's the abode of the dead. You should make that argument.
That's what it is? Did you just look that up?
Yeah. I mean, the hall comes from is like our word hall. It's a cognate. So you'll have to ignore that, but that never seems to bother them when they're making their etymological arguments for complete nonsense. So
it's the hall of the slain. Is that what it is?
Yeah, the hall of the slain.
Okay.
But notice, if it's the slain of Allah, that makes perfect sense. You can say Valhalla is actually the slain of Allah. It's the abode of the dead who die for Allah. So
yeah, that's where you go.
Valhalla. Muslims go to Valhalla, and the Vikings were Palestinians.
Yeah, the Vikings were Palestinians.
Notice as stupid,
proof.
As insanely stupid as what we just said is, it's the exact same kind of arguments that the Dawa guys use.
Yeah.
Look, oh, this word kind of sounds like this word, so we'll say that it's the same word, and and okay, we can do that.
It's Valhall. That would be the Valhall. Sounds very similar to that's exactly that. Allah.
Valhalla. Allahu Akbar.
Walhamdulillah. Isaac Maccabee said, a great 5-minute YouTube video I think you both will enjoy. Mordecai Kedar in Al Jazeera about Jerusalem and Islam. Israeli academic who speaks Arabic and pulls no punches. Please give it a watch. Thanks. I will do that. I will make a note of that and get back to that. Inshallah. Just have to remember to say inshallah, because Muhammad once said, I will come back with an answer to you, but then he forgot to say inshallah, so he never came back. He only came back like a week later or so, and he said, I forgot to say inshallah, which is why Allah made me forget it. Yeah.
He forgot to say inshallah.
Friendly Farfour said Islamic sources for you on YouTube. Profile pic Bukhari. AP, are you in episode 2 with Ali D's Viagra pills? Very funny. Huh, really? What is that? What is that called? Israel. What? Islamic sources for you. Islamic sources for you. Islamic sources for you. Huh, that's interesting. I'm going to check that out. Gonna check it out. Gonna check it out. In it. Red Dog said the Jews are taking Gaza so they can plant their trees. It's all a plot, just like the Kennedy thing. All on snack bar. That's nice. That's nice. Mark.
Hey, that Islamic sources for you. That's a new channel. Has 2 videos. One is Muhammad, Aisha, and Islamic child marriage featuring Muhammad hijab, and the other is Islamic apostasy featuring Apostate Prophet and Ali Dawah.
Maybe I'm misinterpreting this. I know. I'll read this Sharia manual. This is the code of the Islamic way of life. It should clear things up. Reliance of the Traveler, page 595. When a person who has reached puberty and is sane voluntarily apostatizes from Islam, he deserves to be killed. This just can't be. I'm going to see if I can find any videos to help explain this a little better. All right, let's see what we can find here. Does leaving Islam and apostatizing result in a death?
Wait. What was that?
Look, the guy's looking at
That's messed up.
Does leaving Islam and apostatizing result in a death penalty? Who is this guy? Apostate Prophet.
A loser.
A while ago, this Muslim apologist, who is a big representative of Muslims all around the world, would be watching us.
I find that hard to believe. Reading the comments, apparently this guy is called Ali Dawah. Surely he can't be calling for apostates to be executed over YouTube. Here he is. He has over 1 million subscribers, and it says here his videos are created to spread the message of Islam. This should clear things up once and for all.
It's a medical condition that can affect everyone, and it is halal and permissible. Lockdown pills for the moment when you're not feeling up for it.
Oops, wrong video. Here's the one.
it says part-time Viagra salesman.
Here's the one.
This is a part of our religion. There's a reason to it. Yeah, there's a reason why there's a capital punishment, because people like you, little weaklings who leave their religion and cause corruption in the land by spreading it, the capital punishment in Islamic law would be applied to you. We have no doubt, and we're proud of that. Yeah, capital punishment will be applied in an Islamic state under an emir. It is done, yes, and we, you know what, we'll be watching. We'll be watching, because the Sharia didn't come to protect an individual's right. Hey, can I drink alcohol? Yeah, sure. Drink alcohol, run someone over, kill them, set all this kind of chaos. No, Islam says the right of the community is greater than you individual wanting your right to freedom, which is BS.
What have I
Don't get me started.
Dude, do you see that? Do you see that slippery slope there? By the way, it's like, no, Islam didn't come to give you like, yeah, drink alcohol, run someone over.
Because
Wow.
that's all fine. That's all fine in Western countries. You can just run over as many people as you want. No one's got a problem with it.
Yeah, that's where it goes. Like, Islam doesn't allow that. What do you think? We're going to allow you to drink alcohol and run people over and kill children? And are you stupid? Of course, Islam has rules. This is typical. And there are so many fallacies in here. It's just insane. But this is what Ali Dawah will argue from.
Self into. Hey, look, Muhammad, about what I said before. I was only joking.
Shake it off. If there's one thing you should know about me, it's that I don't like jokes. I once had a couple of young girls killed for singing satirical songs about me. That being said, I do have a soft spot for you. If you can put the child marriage and death to apostates to one side, I can show you what a beautiful religion Islam really is and why, despite the fact I penetrated a 9-year-old with my one-eyed wonder worm.
I haven't heard one-eyed wonder worm as like a teenager. Some people used to say wild and wonderful one-eyed wonder worm. Anyway,
okay, I need to review this whole thing separately. This is
Yeah, that's two guys. I'm putting a link to the channel in the chat for anyone who wants to check out these two videos. Here's the link to, and this is Shake It Off.
Shake it off.
Shake it off. There you go.
This is very, very good work. I like this stuff. I like this. I'm gonna pin that. I'm gonna pin that message right now. Yeah. Go subscribe to that channel. It's very, very, very nice. I like that. Gonna review that morely. For now, let's put this beautiful banner, which is very beautifully designed by the most advanced graphic designers in the world, on the screen again. Yeah. Mark Schwartzberg said the Houthis copied their flag from the UPenn banner. Oh boy. Troll Axe Thrower said all the Jews go hop Gargut style. Yeah. Oh, hop Gargut style. My name is Sean said, begging you guys to check out Israeli is expert. Noted. Friendly Farfour, David and AP, Islamic sources for you. Did you send this twice? Huh, interesting. I checked it out. Very nice. Shake it off. Is this you, Friendly Farfour? Is it you who made that channel? Because it's very nice. Very nice. What, David? What?
Oh, I forgot.
Matt Ye said, I have been going through hardship with my Zabiba, but it turns out it was just stress. Fair dinkum cover. Australia. This jizya is a mitzvah player. Is this Australia? By the way, I can't see it on my screen. I think it is. Yes, it is. Okay. Arya V said, hey, IP, did you hear about the Muslim meltdown going on because Smriti Irani, India's Minister of Minority Affairs, visited Medina? Arabs are fine with it, but Muslims from the third world are mad. I briefly saw that some people were mad because a pagan was allowed into the holy site of Islam, but I didn't look into it very much. I did see reports on that. Smriti Irani. Let's see. Medina. Is that what happened? Leads rare non-Muslim delegation to Medina. Minority Affairs Minister Smriti Irani participated in the inaugural session of the third Hajj and Umrah conference in Jeddah on January 9, 2024.
You know, to be funny, if she finished and then went, next stop, the Kaaba. Said it right to the camera. Matter of fact, guys, people don't understand the significance of.
Wait. She also visited Medina, one of Islam's holiest cities.
On Elvis's birthday?
On January 8th.
Elvis's birthday.
Huh. That's nice. She actually visited. Okay, this is why Muslims are outraged. Oh, why would they allow a pagan to go into the holy city?
Yes, why would they allow some stone kissing pagan? Oh, wait.
Oh boy. That's
you know, it's fun. People like lots of people don't understand the significance of like building bridges. Like, hey, it might actually be good to bring in someone like that and take her around and stuff. And I'll go ahead and say it now. If Saudi Arabia wants to let me into Mecca to pee on the black stone, I hereby agree. I will never criticize Islam again after that. Let me pee on the black stone. I will never say another word about your fake prophet and all the child molesting he did. So, and I mean, think about this. I'm like,
it's a very good offer.
That's a gesture, right? That's a gesture. This is a bridge building gesture. Let me pee on the black stone. And
it's a very good offer.
Sweet deal. You won't hear a peep out of me about your fake child molesting, murdering, rapist prophet anymore.
Saudi Arabia, take this offer. You will not get another offer like this.
Get another. Next time I'm going to dial up. They're going to come to me like 3 or 4 years from now when they're in panic, going, "Okay, we'll agree." Like, no. Now it's more.
And we know the Prince of Saudi Arabia is watching this stream right now.
So this is the best. It's the best deal you're going to get. You have 24 hours.
This is what Muhammad Hijab would seriously say if he made something like this. He would be like, and we know that the Prince of Saudi Arabia is watching me, watching my streams. Know it already?
And we know that Elon Musk is watching right now and that he can convey it.
Because he already adopted some of the terminology that I use.
I use the word the. Elon Musk uses the word the. Therefore.
You see? No MKW. Greetings from the land of the Jews. Yes, it's 4 a.m. Fantastic. Ryan Gosling said, please send the script and let's do the salam.
It's the Gaza version.
Ryan Gosling. Winning Osprey. Ryan Gosling. Simon Deng of South Sudan support Israel. AP calling Isa goofy Sufi is literally genocide, said Farfour. Yeah, and I'm proud of that.
We're proud of that.
Guess what? I'm proud of that.
I've met Simon Deng, by the way. He's pretty cool.
I don't believe you. Only goats.
Look, it's got the goat. It's got the goat. It's got the goat in a bikini. That's classic.
Oh, these jokes. These jokes. Only Goat said, hey, village boys, if you use code I choose the cow, you can get 50% off. I'm not talking about the price. But why do you choose a cow and only goats? I don't understand. Oh boy. Javier Rahu said, sorry, I just joined. I'm still stuck on that other super chat. Yes, this is serious. Sorry, just joined. Do not know the context of the meeting today, but curious about the imposition of Sharia in the U.S., Dearborn, Michigan, and Minnesota.
Yes.
For example, what is the threat here? What are you guys seeing?
Well, as someone who was thrown in jail in Dearborn, Michigan for having actually, I wasn't even having the conversation. I was holding a camera while Nabil was having a conversation with some teenage Muslims who came up to him and started talking to him. We all got thrown in jail. So it's not a. What's interesting and what you will see. You're still thinking about the only goats, aren't you? Trying to have a serious discussion about Sharia, and you're like, oh, only goats. Oh, it said 50% off. 50% off. It will get you 50% off, but I'm not talking about the price. Welcome to atheism, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to atheism.
Continue. Go on.
Yeah. The warning to take from Dearborn, although I'm starting to become more concerned about atheism right now and the impact that it's having on people.
Yes.
The warning to take from Dearborn is the same warning to take from all kinds of other situations. Like you would take the same message away from Denmark right now. It's that in places where you cannot fully implement Sharia, many Muslims will try to get as far as they can anyway, right? So they'll still try. If you can't outlaw desecrating the Quran by just enforcing Sharia, go about it some other way and get people to outlaw it anyway. If you can't make a law against preaching the gospel in Dearborn, Michigan, if you can't actually just make a law saying, hey, you can't preach the gospel in Dearborn, Michigan, go about it some other way.
Inshallah.
Yeah. And by the way, that is exactly what they did I mean, it's fascinating how this goes. This is back 2009, 2010. They couldn't make a rule saying Christians can't preach the gospel because that would get shot down by the higher courts instantly. So they made a rule saying you can't distribute any pamphlets because Christians were going around handing out tracts. So they make it a rule you can't hand things out during this Arab festival that they got going on, even on the public sidewalks around it. Talking public sidewalks around the place. Can't hand out anything. But then, and I was there and I recorded it on video, they would only enforce that rule if a Christian tried to hand out a tract. Businesses are handing things out left and right. Muslims are handing things out left and right. If you were a Christian and as soon as you said, aha, here's something, then they would say, aha, we got you. And they would take you to police. But they took it a step further. There were Christians who weren't handing anything out. They weren't handing anything out, but they were there preaching the gospel. And so if you saw a Christian preaching the gospel in the area, what they would do, and they did this over and over again, brilliant, it's evil, but brilliant. They would walk up to a Muslim. So you got a Christian there, he's preaching. A Muslim would walk up to the Christian and say, hey, I wanted to look something up in your Bible. Could I see your Bible? And the Christian would go, sure. And as soon as the Christian's hand went out with the Bible, boom, someone jumps out, takes a picture, and they haul that person off to police. So notice you can't act, given the laws of our country, you can't say Christians can't hand things out or Christians can't preach the gospel. You can't do that. But what do? They work around to get the same result. And I was part of that result. So I got locked up because they were doing that. Brilliant stuff.
You see, that's why you choose the cow. Christopher Elliott said, greetings from West Virginia. Hey.
Yeehaw.
Almost heaven.
West Virginia. Blue Ridge Mountain, Shenandoah River. That's about as close to a perfect song as you can get.
Yeah. Can you get the hick David off the air? AJ.
Who's AJ?
Al Jazeera, probably.
Okay, well, I won't appear on Al Jazeera if that makes you feel better. Christopher from West Virginia, if that's really where you're at, as if you're not really in Saudi Arabia.
Alhamdulillah. Mark's Twain Revenge made a $100 super chat with a very significant contribution here, which really is helping this channel a lot, and I appreciate that a lot. Mark Twain's Revenge said, hey guys, I'm reaching out again, hoping to get you guys on the Stitch and Adams show in the future to inform their audience.
Stitch, not Stitch.
I'm thinking of
this is Lilo and Stitch. You
thinking of Lilo
cartoon
and Stitch.
Watching.
I just want to talk about Lilo and Stitch. Get you guys on the Stitch and Adams show in the future to inform their audience of the realities of what has calcified in general Islamic belief. I think you guys would enjoy it. Keep an eye out for DMs, emails from Adam Friended. Yeah, I still don't know who those people are, but yes, totally.
Yes, we will do it. So you have confirmation from us. If they are interested, we will go on their show.
Stitch and Adam. Stitch, Lilo and Stitch and Adam. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, definitely would be up to. Would be totally ready to do that. Yeah. I will be watching.
Oh, when I saw the Sitch and you said Stitch, and then you were thinking of Lilo and Stitch, and then I remembered something from a sitcom, and I was like, someone's brother was named Sitch, and I looked it up, and it was King of Queens. It wasn't Sitch, it was Skitch. But all those sound very similar. Sitch, Skitch, Stitch. We've got them all. That's all the itches. No, we can continue.
King of Queens. Isn't that show that is like that old sitcom from? I'm trying to remember something.
Yes, Kevin something.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I remember. Wow, that's old.
It's a show. While I was working on my doctoral dissertation, and because I mainly started reading a lot in prison, I just got used to when I'm reading or something like that, I needed like background noise. And so I would just keep like a TV noise or something like that in the background while I'm working on stuff. And for some reason, I just had King of Queens playing a lot when I was working on my dissertation. So that's how
What's funny is I think a year ago or so, I remembered that show from way back in the day. So I randomly turned it on because I saw it to see, okay, I never cared about it back then. Let's see if it's actually any good. And it was just so unfunny. I had to turn it off immediately. Yeah. Sorry, David. It's just the truth. Farfour said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala hasn't taken you out yet. This is proof that he has worse plans for you, and we are proud of that. And we're proud of that. You will not be intellectually molested.
We're proud of that.
That's nice.
Hey, we should start saying that Muhammad's last name was Lester. We can start calling him Mo Lester.
That's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Hey guys, Ayatollah Khamenei made a super chat and said, "Hey guys, I just bought Hikikachu Simulator 2024 for PC. I was able to get past the monkey bars level, but I keep getting arrested by the cops on level 3, where you have to drive your candy van around town. Any cheat codes?"
Well, they're finally. Well, they're smart. They're putting everything in video game language for AP.
Yeah,
so he understands.
This is actually a very nice idea. There should be a video game called Hikikachu Simulator, and
driving around a little ice cream truck. Hey, want to get inside?
Yeah, it's basically a whole game where you are playing a pedophile who's trying to.
Kid, I lost my
run from the
puppy.
cops.
I lost my puppy. Will you help me find him?
That sounds like a very good game. Yeah. Fueled and ready. How can anyone say and support and believe in a cult that encourages child rape and racial genocide all at the same time beyond evil? Well, when you are brainwashed into believing that that is what the truth is, it works. Humans are sometimes stupid. Sometimes. Giovanni Garcia said, I commented on Bragger's recent post of Muslims and Christians standing together, and all I said was, how old was Aisha? And all the Muslims got mad. Did they make such a video?
Well, ask it again.
Recent post.
Yeah, if so, we might need to go through that. That sounds like an interesting video. We might want to do that for Saturday on your channel. Let me see. Prager you. Christians.
It's Edelweiss, man.
I'm going to cry for Austria. I don't see it. What's that video?
I don't see it either. Maybe they made a. Maybe it's
I see a short titled "Muslims and Christians Unite Against Radical LGBTQ Activists." That's from 6 months ago. Was there a longer video? Because we don't want to go through a short.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that. Prager, do they have a Zitter account? They have a Zitter account. PragerU. I don't know. I don't see anything.
I only see the short, but that's from a longer video. So
interesting. I'll check it out. I'll check it out. We'll see. Vanias 72 said, Hi guys, love your channel. Liebe Grüße aus Deutschland. Vielen Dank. Dankeschön. Dankeschön.
Can't say anything nice about Deutschland.
Vielen Dank. Danke.
Deutschland, über alles.
That's so offensive if you sing that in Germany.
No, I found that out from my German teacher. She got ticked off when I was making fun of Germany singing that.
In Germany, if you sing that verse of the actual German anthem, it's like, oh no, don't do that.
Yeah, that happened over and over again in German class. I would think I was being funny, and she go, we don't joke like that. We don't joke like that.
Yeah, that's the thing in Germany. Like dark humor, everything is cool, but when it comes to the Second World War and Nazi Germany and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, okay. How about we don't joke about that? Ja said, love your show.
How about no?
Yeah. When you joke about Hitler, they say,
how about no?
Yeah. Ja said, love your show. And yes, by the way, thank you and danke, vielen Dank for the super chat. Daniel Rosas said, now that Mickey Mouse is public domain, you can make new episodes of Farfour. Farfour is the Mickey Mouse the left demand and desire. And thank you, yeah. And thank you, Daniel Rosas. Is that true? Is Mickey Mouse...
Yeah, I'm looking it up right now.
Public domain. When was Mickey Mouse invented?
Long time ago.
Mickey Mouse is
Whoa, yes, that just happened.
It's true. Wow.
On the 2nd. January 2nd. Copyright on Steamboat Willie officially expired, and Mickey Mouse is now officially in the public domain.
You can now use Mickey Mouse.
So we can actually get a real Mickey Mouse costume and just call him Farfour. Although I kind of prefer the slightly off, like close to Mickey Mouse, but not quite. We'll see. Or we could get a Mickey Mouse costume and modify it a little bit so it looks a little more like Farfour, because Farfour looks a little different.
Yeah, there are still some restrictions on it because Mickey Mouse is trademarked by Disney, so you can't pretend that it's like a Disney thing. And then,
we won't be.
But you can still use the character Mickey Mouse. Okay, that's interesting. Cool. Ari Wasserman said Mojob is less like than AP to engage in golden showers and genocide. Brother, I have doubts. Yeah. That's true. And yeah.
Urinating upon one another. That's what they do. Urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
He's being more slippery than the lubricants that he sells in his daughter's sex shop.
Eunuch Petsu says, my place, Chennai, South India. We can preach gospel but can't criticize Islam. Legal beat dead. Remember, Mr. Ramalingam was killed within a day. Love AP and David Wood. Thank you. I can say very little about the situation in India. Not very familiar with it. Yeah. Haroon said, hey, AP and David, I'm a Christian from Pakistan. I'm really interested in being an apologist. Can you guide me or help me with this? Are you really a Christian? Oh, you are from Pakistan. Okay. You're not in Pakistan, I believe. I gather. So, yeah. David, what do you say?
Yes. And step number one, get a copy of Greg Kokel's Tactics, short book. Read that. That's start. Then come back and then ask for step 2. And just so you know, hoping, and I don't. Some people say they're from Pakistan because like their parents or grandparents are from Pakistan or something like that. But if you're actually from there and you speak the relevant languages, that can be very, very helpful. And I would encourage you to start doing. I mean, for people who speak the relevant languages, one of the easiest things to do is take some argument you like from, if there's an argument you like from AP or from me or from lots of other people, take that, translate it, make your own video about that in, Urdu or some other relevant language over there, and make that available to more people.
Haroon is using Hungarian currency, so probably living in Hungary. So I don't know. Interesting.
AP, yes. I can
Yes.
only speak for myself here.
Yes.
When I say to anyone who's interested, anytime you like anything I say and you want to,
I agree.
Take it, translate it, re-record it in your own language. I can say you do not need to give me credit. D Wood doesn't care. Anything you like from me, use it, translate it, re-record it, claim it as your own. Claim it as your own. When people start saying, "Oh my goodness, that's the most brilliant thing we've ever heard," you just say, "Yep, that's how I roll."
Yep. I would say the same thing. You could literally take the script and translate it and publish it.
Absolutely.
And I wouldn't care, which is what I'm saying only now. Like if you become successful later, I will sue you and demand all kinds of money and stuff like that. Because I'm an atheist, but yeah. Ari Wasserman said Islam is the fastest growing strap of apostasy. Brother, I have doubts.
What doubts?
What doubts, man? What doubts, man? I don't even have that sound here. I only have, brother, I have doubts. Wait a minute.
Brother, I have doubts.
Okay.
What kind of Muslim are you?
Yeah. Farfour said David Wood knows classic songs and sings them beautifully. Christian. AP only knows Cardi B songs. Atheist. Draw your own conclusions. What's funny is I don't even know any Cardi B song.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, Farfar. Fix that. Say Taylor Swift.
I don't know that either. Okay, actually, I think I do know one. I don't know how one of them goes because it's like cancerous. Farfour said AP calling Isa a goofy Sufi is literally genocide. It is. It is. I'm going to be sued for that and brought to the International Court of Justice. ACP said, that's not what he said. Said, question, Muslims are not allowed to drink or have more than 4 wives on earth, as that's haram. But in Jannah, they can have 72 virgins and rivers of wine, and that's halal. Doesn't Allah contradict? No. Because in Islam, you're supposed to pray and worship and all that. And only later, after you die, you get to plow the endless number of virgins and drink rivers of wine. And some Muslims say that when you go to heaven and you drink that wine in heaven, in paradise, in Jannah, that wine will not make you drunk. It doesn't have the qualities of making you drunk. It's wine without alcohol, which is very stupid. Because what is wine without alcohol, David?
It's just wine, which may be why we hear so much whining.
That's true. It's true. Bro, Susan Lee said the Houthis effed around and tonight they are finding out. Inshallah. Alhamdulillah. K-pop Ballad said Baal, you see, it's like Bala or Allah. Oh, yeah, that's true. That's true. Tim Newton said apostate sounds like a prostate, you see. Yeah, this is proof that prostates are divine. Jasper Sin said Allah is the word for but in Greek, you see.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah, and notice following the reasoning there. So, hey, that would be the word for but, as in, but this argument is stupid. In Greek, but sounds like butt on your rear end, and therefore Allah is a butt. Guys, I'm saying again,
Allah is the biggest butt ever. Yeah.
So as stupid, as insanely stupid as what we just said is, it is exactly like one of the most popular arguments that the Dawa guys use today. Oh, this word sounds like this word, it sounds like that word, it sounds like that word. You see, Islam.
Allah is the greatest butt.
Allah is the greatest of butts.
Hey, here, look, Islamic sources for you said, thank you for discussing my channel. To be clear, I do not endorse Ali Dawa's Viagra pills, nor Mo's one-eyed wonder worm. Hey, very nice channel, very nice videos. I like what I see.
And it's a good start. Again, that channel just started, and it's got those 2 videos up. So
yeah, very nice. I pinned the link to that channel. It's pinned here in the chat. If you go up there, it's called Shake It Off. Yeah, go there and subscribe. My TV said, did you see a video from Telegraph? A Gaza woman says Hamas stealing aid, and the interviewer takes away from the mic her saying it's not clear. I saw several such videos of people in Gaza being interviewed and saying, this is all Hamas's fault. Shame on Hamas. And then being cut off. Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately. Baal also means Lord and was used in North Israel. Yeah, this is proof that Baal is actually Allah. Yep. Ari Wasserman said, if I have to choose between Mojab and the current trajectory, I choose the strap. Ari is just combining all of the jokes here. Hey, what happened to Mossab Hassan Yusuf, by the way? I think he never came back to Twitter. He was banned, or his account was deleted, or he closed it and never came back. What happened to that, David?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know?
I'm
How do you
trying
know?
to look it up right now.
Yeah, his account is not there. It's gone on Twitter. It was taking off, and lots of people were sharing his stuff, but he chose the cow.
They banned him for choosing the cow.
Probably. You can't choose the cow.
He should come back and make another account called "You Can't Choose the Cow." The cow on Twitter.
Yeah, I have been banned for choosing the cow. Rene Fuentes says he, Jesus, also called God Abba, Father in Aramaic. Muslims cannot call Allah Father. Mark 14:36. Yeah, that's another point to make. Another point to make. Grays, well, they will say, well, no, those parts, well, those parts, they are probably not authentic. They might have been corrupted. Only those other parts where he says something that is in alignment with Islam, those parts are authentic. All the other parts, they are corrupted. That's what they will say. Grays174 said, hi, hello. Do you have any hot takes on Marcionism?
I do not.
Why would you not have any hot takes on?
You got to get some of the theology guys to discuss that stuff.
Is that still a relevant topic? Isn't that
No.
like from 1,500 years ago?
No.
Bob Jabry said, watch Atheist gets kicked off Egyptian TV. Classic. I did watch it, and I even invited the guy here on this channel and had him speak here. You see, if you follow this channel and look through it, you will see that I actually had an interview with that very same guy here, and I let him speak right here. It's called Why Muhammad No File Left Islam. This is the guy. I talked to him. I looked like a baby back then. Very nice. Ari Wasserman said Valhalla Akbar. Yeah, exactly. The Vikings were Palestinian Muslims. Malcolm Palm said, what would Muhammad Hijab say to refute the current apostate avalanche from Islam? I want to hear David's unique imitation, LOL.
I mean, you've got the clips. All that stuff is response to Muslims who are saying they have doubts and stuff, right?
What kind of Muslim are you? Brother, I have doubts. Imbeciles.
Yeah, I did this here.
You're sitting there watching Netflix.
That's what he says.
That's how he responds. You're a little weakling. That's how he responds.
You're weakling.
So, and that's the problem is that will work with a certain number of people. Like there are certain you can actually control portions of the population by saying you're weak if you don't do this. If you do this, you agree with me. You mindlessly agree with me, then you're strong. If you disagree with me, then you're weak. You're a little weakling, and you will actually get morons who will go along with what you want. Doesn't seem like something that will actually last.
Get the hell out of here! Get the hell out of here! And these weak Muslims in the West, sending me emails and this, I'm losing my faith and I'm a Hafiz. I'm losing. Get the hell out! You are never a strong believer in the first place. You weakling. You're a weakling because you don't know your tradition.
Hafiz. Those of you who are watching, that's someone who's memorized the Quran. They're saying people saying, dude, I've memorized the Quran and I don't believe this anymore. What's the response? Let me take you through the reasons for why Islam is true. Let me explain. No, you're a weakling. You're a weakling. Do you want to be a weakling? You want to be a weakling? You don't want to be a weakling? Then you need to be strong.
Yeah, here's Muhammad Hijab actually telling his story here and reporting to us that he's getting emails from Muslims.
Mm-hmm.
Emails from Muslims, and they're saying, oh, brother Hijab, I am a Muslim, I'm a Hafiz, I'm losing faith. What am I supposed to do?
Totally parallel to what
help me.
To what Asadullah Ali was saying, and he was saying he's just met people, and he's meeting people. They're in madrasas. He says they're leading prayers and stuff in mosque, and behind the scenes they're telling him, we don't believe this. We don't believe in this stuff.
Think about this, but this is something that we point out and that others point out, that there are lots of Muslims who are leaving, informed Muslims who are on the verge of leaving, lots of people who have left. This is just brush off as propaganda. Here is Muhammad Hijab together with Asadullah Ali and many others saying, like, directly reporting to us that Muslims themselves are getting in touch with him and saying, please, brother, help, I'm losing faith. I'm a Hafiz, I know the whole Quran, but I don't believe anymore. I don't know what to do. And Muhammad Hijab's response to that is,
sending me emails and this, I'm losing my faith and I'm a Hafiz. I'm losing. Get the hell out! You are never a strong believer in the first place. You weakling. You're a weakling because you don't know your tradition. You're sitting there watching Netflix and you don't read the books of Islam. That's why you are where you are. That's why you are where you are, you imbecile.
Imbecile.
No, notice, I mean, he's talking to people. These guys are coming, Muhammad Hijab, I've memorized the Quran. And you haven't read the books of Islam. You watch Netflix. And it's like, dude, I came to you and I said, I've memorized the Quran in Arabic. And I've realized I don't believe in it.
Be quiet, you imbecile.
Response is, you weakling, you are never a Muslim to begin with. I'll just insult you into
You're
agreeing
sitting there
with me.
watching Netflix, you imbecile. That's his response. This is a masterpiece, by the way. Look at it.
That's why you are where you are. That's why you are where you are, you imbecile. 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 Boy, imbecile.
When's he going to take it off?
What did you say?
I said, when's he going to take it off? I think this is before he was actually became a part-time stripper and was stripping for the Chinese.
Oh yeah, but by this time he had not done that yet.
Yeah, you got to come out with a new edit of this where you include him dancing with his naked and stuff.
This is very nice. That's music was composed by me, but actually produced by Spinning Remixes. Spinning Remix, yeah, by him. That was very nice. He also did this here.
I'm your teacher, boy.
A very dramatic remake of I'm Your Teacher Boy.
I'm your teacher, boy. I'm your teacher, boy. Believe me, a lot of the enemies of Islam would be very scared. I'm your teacher, boy. Just like the Apostles was very scared. I'm your teacher, boy. Many of them would be.
This is the best. Anyway, yeah. Truth Seeker made a super sticker.
Only the best and brightest become da'is.
Alhamdulillah. That's the best. Avi Jinuth made a super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Rabbi Nabil Higab said, if the trajectory continues as it is, I will join my disciples selling Viagra.
These guys can make a killing.
Yeah.
What's creepy is they're marketing to Muslim dudes who are basically old men marrying little kids.
Yeah,
it's like, this is evil.
Nabil Higab is actually Muhammad Hijab's name. His name is Muhammad Nabil Higab. So that's what this is referring to. Avi Genuth said Muhammad Hijab is on record saying that they love death more than we love life. If Islamists believe that being a shaheed is the way to heaven, why would he care about civilians being killed in Gaza?
Yeah, there are some inconsistencies. In one context, they'll say, "Oh, you kill us, we love death, we love death, we love death. Death is our favorite thing." And you say, "Okay, I'm gonna drop a bomb." No, death is the worst thing ever. We hate death. It's the worst thing. You're genociding us.
We love death. 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 Yeah. Only goats said, sorry, Mrs. Apostate. Dan Shante said, my name is James Ibn Smith. I am a big patriot in America. My grandfather fought in American civil jihad. I very like AP and David. Please come to 307 Stanford Road, Beckler. I give money for you, no bomb.
It's got Sacha Baron Cohen as from The Dictator there.
That's from The Dictator. I need to watch it again.
I've never seen it. I just saw.
You haven't seen it?
No, I saw a couple clips on YouTube, but I saw that one. That's when they're in a helicopter.
Terrible. I did watch it back then. It's very absurd. It's very absurd, but it's a treasure. Yeah. It's a treasure. It is a treasure.
Not the blood. This is the nice anti-Jewish edition. The difference between us and them is that for them, they think life begins. For us, we believe that death begins. We believe that life begins at death. We don't care about death. We love death.
It's so funny. This guy is here in the UK saying, "We love death. We don't care about death. We love death." It's a very funny thing to say when you're in the UK.
When you're protected by UK police.
Yeah. If you love death so much, go to Gaza or go to Yemen.
No, we might get killed there.
No, what if I die there?
Oh, we'll die.
What if I die there? I don't want to die.
Between us and them is that for them, they think life begins. For us, we believe that death begins.
What? Does this not make sense to me? Or?
Yeah, it's terrible English. Terrible English there.
I never even noticed this before. I'm just noticing that now. For them, they think life begins.
He realized where he was going with that. He wanted to say that they believe that life begins at death, and they realized that wouldn't make any sense. So he just cut it off. He just cut off the end. We believe that death begins. Begins what? What the heck are you talking about, moron?
Us and them is that for them, they think life begins. For us, we believe that death begins. We believe that life begins at death.
They believe that death begins at life. They believe that death begins at life.
They believe life begins.
Life begins at death.
They believe life begins. We believe death.
Yeah,
we believe life, death.
What he actually meant to say was that life ends at death. They believe life ends at death. We believe that life begins at death. But he screwed up, and so he just cut it off. They believe that life begins. We believe that
death begins.
Something else. What a dope.
We believe that death begins. Okay. Well, good. Death begins. Yes. Javier Rahu said, "What would they take to get Sam and you debate Zakir and whoever else made it go big? I mean, think about the viewership. Could be pitched as an idea, and maybe the allure of money could bring Zakir."
Zakir Naik is never going to debate anyone, period.
Yeah.
He came up with a brilliant plan years ago. I'll debate two people that no one's ever heard of. And my followers, again, this is Zakir Naik's reasoning. My followers don't know the difference between these guys that I'm debating and the champions of Christianity. So I'll just debate these two guys that no one's ever heard of. And I'll say that I defeated all Christian debaters. And my followers are too stupid to know otherwise. And then like he becomes popular and he gets challenged by actual debaters. All of the main Christian debaters have challenged Zakir Naik at some point, many times repeatedly. He won't face any of them, and he tells them all, you're all not good enough. You're not good enough to face him. It's like, well, how would we know if you've never faced one experienced Christian debater in your entire life? How do we know how you would handle yourself against an actual debater? The world will never know because he's never going to debate.
Alhamdulillah. Beautifully said.
And with that said, that is the best choice for him because he would suck. You take any of the main Muslim debaters right now, they would be better debaters than Zakir Naik would. His arguments are all cut and paste from Ahmed Deedat. They wouldn't work now. Those same arguments would be ridiculous right now. And so, yes, I think any of the Muslim debaters now are actually better. They're not as famous as Zakir Naik was in his prime, but they would be actual better debaters.
Hey, look at these troglodytes. Mohammed Hijab published a video saying crisis in Sudan. What is happening? Like now that everyone has complained and pointed out the hypocrisy of them talking about Israel, Hamas nonstop, while nobody said anything about the genocide that is going on in Sudan. Suddenly he publishes a video saying crisis in Sudan, what is happening? And it has 48,000 views, whereas other videos that he publishes about the conflict right now are being watched massively. just, I mean, he tries to put out a video to just say, look, we do talk about Sudan. Look, I will publish a video right now to talk about Sudan, and people don't even care. These hypocrites. My wife gifted 5 memberships to this channel to people to expand this channel. That's fantastic. Giovanni Garcia said it's a clip on Instagram they recently posted about an older event. LOL. Yeah. So apparently that's on Instagram, David. The PragerU video. Instagram. Zane gifted 10 memberships.
Send us the link. I don't know how to navigate Instagram at all.
Send us the link. I don't believe.
Yeah, send me the link. Send me the link on Twitter or in the comment section here or something like that.
Yeah, we don't believe you. Send the link.
Yeah, prove it. Prove it. Prove that video exists.
Farfura said, don't you dare use my image. Allah will strike you down. Don't you dare use my image. Allah will strike you down.
And we're proud of that.
Fatwad said, Fatwad said, thoughts on Suella's 2-tier policing claims in
Policing.
What did I just say?
Policing.
That doesn't make any sense. I would never say that. I don't know.
We're letting you slide because English is like your 12th language, but
sometimes I mispronounce things, but in this case, it doesn't even make sense because I do say policing. I don't even get how that happened. Yeah, it's probably COVID. What are your thoughts on Suella's 2-tier policing claims in UK, David?
There are definitely some 2-tier policing going on. I don't know who Suella is, though, but definitely 2-tier policing in the UK.
I like policing and I like tiers. Yeah. B.Apologetics funds lead said, choose a different username. I can't read this every single time.
Then don't read it. Just read the comment.
B.Empanada made a video explaining how the Gaza war is a clear case of genocide. What? B.Empanada? Am I supposed to care?
B.Empanada.
B.Empanada. Am I supposed to care who it is? What is that?
Yeah, I saw the comment and I looked it up. Person has a channel. I was thinking, oh, we could respond to that video, but it's like an hour and a half long, so not going to happen.
Detailed legal analysis. Legal analysis by a guy who is, what is this guy? I don't even know.
It's B.Empanada.
Yeah, okay. So this here made a detailed legal analysis proving that Israel is committing genocide. And I guess that closes the case and Israel will be
case closed. And that's exactly the evidence that will be used in South Africa's case.
Yeah. I hereby take back my support for Israel and apologize for my stance because this thing here just legally analyzed the situation and came to the conclusion that Israel did indeed commit genocide. So
yes. Now our hearts have melted for Hamas now.
Alhamdulillah. Now I also believe in taking hostages
and can we also agree that this flag is the most beautiful thing in the universe now?
Yeah, beautiful.
B.Empanada said so.
Beautiful. My name is John, said APU anti-Semite. Why you skip my super chats? Because of your profile picture. That's why I skip your super chats. Why do you think? Joshua Wooden said, Heart of Baha'i cult started in the 19th century by Iranian nobleman named Baha'u'llah in Iran, and the guy who plays Dwight from The Office is in cult. What?
Yeah, Dwight from The Office is he's Baha'i.
Really?
Yeah. In their defense, they're significantly more peaceful than what they're up against. So,
I once encountered a Baha'i guy who was that was very odd. I was in Turkey, and there was this guy who was walking along the highway, preaching and talking to us about.
It's called a Baha'i way.
And
they should make a book called, if they haven't already, called The Baha'i Way.
Yeah.
Baha'i Way to Heaven.
My way or Baha'i way.
The Baha'i Way to Heaven.
Yeah. And it's buying a highway to heaven. Yep. Love thy neighbor.
That all that dumb talk we were doing with highway to the highway to heaven. It reminded me of this is before your time, but when I was a kid, there was I don't think they can show it anymore because it was Bill Cosby's show. But it was the Cosby Kids. There was a guy named Mushmouth, and he'd be like, "Hey, Bobby." But if you make Baha'i jokes, you kind of sound like Mushmouth. Anyway,
Yeah.
go ahead.
Highway to hell.
No, guys, do not let One-Eyed Wonder Worm become part of the language of the channel. Can't do it. Can't do it.
Do not.
Can't do it. We're going to have to skip those comments.
Do not do that. My wife said we should open up a massage parlor named Apostate Massage.
That'd be nice.
Like a prostate massage. That's good. Apostate Massage specializes on the prostate massage. A prostate massage. That's good.
Don't worry, Ali Daw will run the ads for you.
Yeah, at the door you can get a package of Viagra.
You could get. We give you the Viagra, and then you could get 2 apostate massages for the price of 1. Yeah, using this Mojab code.
Oh boy.
Well,
Sushan Sahni said, when will you release episode 2 of the Prophet Files? You don't even know the name. You don't even know the name of the show. How dare you ask me for episode 2?
The Prophet Files.
It's called the Prophet Tales. I still need to organize a fundraiser for that. And clear some technical issues. Only Goat said join now, and you can up to 5 extra hoof picks, baby. Joey C said, thank you, David. What an AP. This world would be worse without y'all. Humanity needs you both. Extremely intelligent and wise. Yeah, every single word I agree with.
We have another candidate for a comment of the year.
John Coy said, F around and find out, Houthis. The dildo of consequences rarely arrives lewd. That sounds like...
Yeah, did you see the Houthi...
More slippery than the lubricants that he sells in his daughter's sex shop.
Yes. What?
Did you see the Houthi
dance?
Their propaganda video where they're acting like they're going to take on the U.S. and they use like Top Gun music to show their Air Force jumping in their fighter jets, but those fighter jets are from like the 1960s, like discards. They still look good. They still look cool and stuff, but I mean, they are completely. I mean, they would be completely massively outgunned by anything modern.
Imagine being so ridiculous that you actually you have a desert cult with completely outdated equipment, and you think, yo, we are going to fight and defeat the most advanced militaries in the world. They're going to shake and be humiliated.
Yeah, I if I were leaders, because keep in mind, you know, just kill a bunch of people and stuff like that. At the same time, they've got to learn, right? You've got to learn, guys. You are outmanned and outgunned. You suck. You should not be messing with other people. So you kind of have to you kind of have to teach them a lesson. But if I were some military leader, I'd be like, all right, guys, you get your entire Air Force up in the air. I'm going to send 5 planes. I'm just going to send 5. I'm going to limit it to 5. Just 5 planes. I'm going to send out there. I'm going to send out there to take on your entire Air Force. Watch what happens. 5 planes destroy their entire Air Force in like 2 minutes.
But you're saying that, but it looks like you have never seen this very intimidating video here, which is why you're using big words right now. But you have never seen this very intimidating video, which is shocking, which makes everyone tremble.
لا تقل ما لها بال فرجة بالها كان الذي صار ما يخطر على بالها لا تقل ما لها كان خدجا كان حكما لك صاب ما يخطر على باله.
I see you're shaking, David.
Well, what I can never grasp is like, oh, we can insult you by putting our feet on your flag, and it just never crosses their minds. What if we respond in kind, right? Like, hold on. Look,
Oh
look,
no.
look what I'm doing. Look what I'm doing. Oh, look at this. Oh no, look, I got my foot. I've got my foot in the Quran. Look at this, I've got my foot in the Quran. Oh, look, I just tore a page out of the Quran with my powerful foot. Oh, look at that. Oh, look at that. Ah!
My powerful foot.
Look. And what's amazing is they get mad at this. These same guys get mad at this, and they want to make a law. No, we got to make a law. We're going to make a law against this. Woo! I have a pretty good foot control here. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive. But you're only doing this right now because you're scared. You're scared after watching this very intimidating, powerful video from Yemen. You're scared, which is why you're trying to distract by bringing humor into it.
We can't ignore the fact that this page of the Quran was literally torn out by my foot.
But you're still scared, which is why you're still ignoring the fact that you are scared by this video. This very intimidating video.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah. Okay, good.
They scared me.
Thank you for ignoring. I saw this video and I was terrified. I was like, oh no.
These guys are dancing. These guys are
Oh no, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? Oh no, look at these creatures. This is unlike anything that I have ever seen in my life. This does not like proper humans. What are we going to do? So yeah, I'm still scared about that. Ezra said, can I use AP David Wood videos to criticize Islam in Urdu and add commentary? No. Yeah, we just said it.
Yes,
absolutely.
Absolutely. Take anything you want.
Take anything. Just leave my life. Leave me my life. Ari Wasserman said, so if they read Ibn Munadi, they would not be a weakling anymore. This is a good follow. Ibn Munadi. Hector AP, the other wing of the fly had the cure. Alan truly knows best. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Maybe that was the issue. I got sick because a fly fell into my soup or my drink, and all I would have to do is to dip the other wing.
You know what I just realized glancing through the comments here? There are a bunch of like the Hakikachu crowd. They're so creepy, and the hijab crowd. So think like the hijab, golden showers. They're into all this fetish stuff. But these guys are probably like, oh, David's foot with the Quran. Ooh. I have to go whack off looking at David's foot with the Quran in it.
I didn't want to do this, but now I have to go masturbate.
Does it never cross anyone's mind that we're dealing with the most dysfunctional people in the world, and they're the champions of Dawah? My goodness, man.
Joshua Wood and the Dawah guys will make posts like, brothers, don't watch the latest stream by Apostate Prophet and David Wood. Please don't watch it. Around the third hour, there is a very provocative and very arousing scene, and you will be corrupted if you watch this. Please do not do this. Protect yourself. Joshua Wooden says, perfect, Daniel. He'll kick a Jew docu series called The Pedophiles. Seems this is hate speech now because they identify as a minor attracted.
Hey, we should start calling that, instead of MAP, they should call them MAD, minor attracted dais or Dawagandists.
Yeah, I just noticed that we've been going on over 3 hours. I need to go. Ezra said, David, what common things do you find in Muslims and convicts? David, one word.
Too many differences. That's not going to work.
No, just same thing. Juju B made a super sticker. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Space Bar said, just wanted to leave you guys something. Appreciate the content. Ultra Crepidarian. Thank you. Appreciate it very much. Space Bar. Thank you. And I'm going to press my space bar just to acknowledge that. Rocco said, South Africa's case for genocide seemed like they were just repeating talking points pulled from Jackson Hinkle's page on X or that Syrian girl chick. That's pretty much it. Yeah, pretty much it. Or from other guy, Jake Shields, or whatever that guy's name is. They were watching TikTok videos. They were watching TikTok girls, and they were like, this looks like genocide. This looks like genocide. We're going to take them to court. Ayatollah Khamenei said Baha'i was funded by a big-brained Abdul who pulled a Muhammad 400 IQ move and just said Judaism, Christianity, and Islam are all prophets for him, and Muslims were not happy. Yeah. Yeah. Don't they have a cool symbol, though? Like, I kind of
Well,
cool
it's got to be
symbol.
cooler than Yemen's flag.
Yeah, by that standard, I think, yeah, everything is good. Baha'i symbol. Oh, they have a nice temple, don't they? But the symbol is very generic. What is this? What am I looking at? What is this? This? Really? This is the most simple thing ever. It's almost on the level of the Houthi flag.
Yeah, but you have a bunch of variations. Some of them are super cool, like that gold one down towards the bottom.
Oh, I remember this thing here. Temple. That's interesting. Anyway, Jens Philip Höhmann made a super chat. Thank you very much, Jens Philip Höhmann. Very much appreciated your super chat here on this stream to make it much more interesting and to make it grow big. Chris Alena Kölbeck-Schwarz said, I'm so happy to get to see a live stream of you guys. Good evening and prayers for you both. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. David, do you want to say thank you too?
No.
Only goats.
No. I wanted to say something else because Ali A, who's over here in the chat, he said, can David Wood wish Josh of Christian Discord a happy birthday? Hey, Josh of Christian Discord, happy birthday.
Ooh.
And for your birthday present, you get my first Foot Quran page.
Only goat said call in and we will call in and we will call you a bad boy. This is getting okay. Only goat said David Wood's Quran foot will be on the site soon.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you got
That's nice. That's nice.
got some awesome content, free content from Only Goats.
Yeah, you should buy the domain onlygoats.com and then
and then do what, AP? You didn't finish your sentence. And then what? And then populate the site with content? Is that what you're about to say?
I just realized halfway through where this is going, and then I thought, okay, maybe I shouldn't say it.
You're like Mohammed Hijab. They think that life begins. Wait a minute.
Oh, other guy Joe said, we need people like you guys. Thank you, AP and David Wood, for not being afraid of revealing the truth and calling people out on their BS. I very much appreciate this super chat, very much. It would be more befitting if half the show did not turn into a complete comedy show here. But still, hey, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Joshua Wooden said, yes, all who say we love death follow Proverbs 8:36. David, as somebody who has memorized the entirety of the Old Testament and the New Testament, can you tell us what Proverbs 8:36 says?
No, I don't even know what this person's talking about.
All right, fine. See, this is proof that he hasn't memorized them.
All those who hate me love death. This is wisdom talking. All those who hate me love death.
But he that sins against me wrongs his soul. Oh, that's interesting. Huh. That is funny. If I was a Jew or a Christian, I would totally use this. In response to Mohammed Hijab. Luke Slivkov said David Wood, a Christian, has pics on FeetFinder. AP atheist doesn't have pics on FeetFinder. Draw your own conclusions.
Good point. Good point.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Mike Hart said, as successful YouTubers, is there always luck involved, or is there science to getting big?
It would be both.
You'd have to ask successful YouTubers.
That would be both. It's more on the side of knowing what you're doing.
The guy is asking you a question. You're calling him a moron. What is this? Choose your words properly.
I didn't say that.
You just said moron.
I said it's more on the side of knowing what you're doing.
Oh yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense.
But yes, there is. So you can. It's like, matter of fact, it's like playing poker or something like that. Understanding everything and what the odds are and stuff like that gives you a massive advantage. But at the end of the day, there's still elements of luck to it.
I would agree with that pretty much. Yeah. I would agree. This is the verse in question, Proverbs 8:36. But one who sins against me injures himself. All those who hate me love death. Interesting. Interesting. Who love death? Winnie the Pooh said, eating eggs, genocide. Here's some shekels for eggs. Oh, thank you. Thank you. That's very nice. Very nice. Very nice. I'm going to do some genocide later, probably. Jens Philip Herman said, Allah possibly being Baal. I'm thinking all along. It is true. That's true. Jasper Synth said, get 50% off David's foot on the Quran. Oh, boy. Sid Dave said Israel should challenge Pales to produce a book better than the Quran if they want the land. If Pales try to do it, rest of the Muslim world will F them. Yeah, to put it crudely, yeah. Reznov said, will there be more feet stuff on your Quran OnlyFans? Asking for a friend. Also, love the content both of you post. Hope you get better, AP. I will never get better than this. But thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, no, feet pictures definitely coming on Quran OnlyFans. Yes, yes, yes. With that said, you will find the link to this campaign to get 50% off David's foot on the Quran in the description and the pinned comment in the chat.
I've said before that we should do like fake commercials to put in our live streams. And now a word from our sponsor.
Yeah.
Do you like feet?
Oh boy. All right, David. That's enough. Let's go. Anything else you want to say?
Nope. Got much more coming in the next few days. Good stuff to cover.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we will be live tomorrow on your channel.
Mm-hmm. And then Saturday on your channel.
Saturday on my channel.
And then Sunday on my channel again.
Channel.
I'm thinking
Monday on my channel.
I'm thinking on my
your channel.
Tuesday you're debating.
Oh yeah, too. Yeah.
So yeah, we'll skip that day for debate purposes. I think on my channel, I'm not sure which order, but the next Zakir Naik, aka Sir White Meat on Twitter, shared a video the other day of a convert to Islam explaining Muhammad's relationship with Aisha. Haven't seen it, but Sir White Meat said that if he were to make a parody, if he were to sit down and make a parody of Dawa responses to the issue of Muhammad and Aisha, like this girl said word for word what he would say. So we're gonna go that. We're gonna see how she deals with Muhammad and Aisha. And then the other thing, of course, we want to cover is Fareed's response to the Islamic dilemma. Haven't watched either one of those. I'll probably watch those videos tonight. We'll go through one of them. We'll go through one of them on my channel tomorrow.
Nice.
Discount code David's Foot.
Oliver Zaytoon said only hoofs. AP and David Wood are prophets of Allah. That's true. This is very, very true. Oh, what? Only suicide fast. This is getting out of hand very quickly. Yeah. There was one more thing that I wanted to quickly address here that I saw in the chat, but then it went away. Oh yeah. How to wash your feet now. So I was thinking it would be interesting to have a video on there, which would be like the Islamic way of ablution, where you wash your feet before you pray. And that could be on only Quran only. Yeah. So that's also one thing to keep in mind. Very important project. Write it down. Jacob Park said one more super chat, and then we will leave. Just watch the Sam Shamoon God Logic video and learn Satan urinates and passes wind to keep Muslims from waking up to pray. That's true.
That's straight out of the Hadith. That's straight from Muhammad, ladies and gentlemen.
Muhammad said, I made a video a long time ago called "All the Things Satan Does."
Yeah.
And
when you don't wake up, it's because Satan urinated in your ears. You didn't hear it, and then when Satan hears the call to prayer, he passes wind so he can run off. And the takeaway point is like it sounds like it's made up for 5-year-olds, right? Like everything is in terms of pee and poo.
Guys, if you don't wake up, Satan will do pee in your ears. Yeah. That's Islam. That's Islam for you. Satan will go poo-poo.
That's what they do.
Yeah, Satan will go urinate on you.
But think about this. I mean, think about this, right? This is what you find through all the Muslim sources. Oh, Satan, he sleeps in your nose. He pees in your ear. Oh, he fought so he doesn't hear the call to prayer. Oh. And then you get to their modern da'is, and it's dildos, golden showers, dildos, golden showers. Oh, let me sell you some Viagra, yeah. And it's like they have the same mentality as their prophet.
Yeah. So everything you need to know about shaitan, about Satan, the devil in Islam is
urinating upon one another. That's what they do.
Yeah, that's what they do. Yeah. All right. We have come to an end of another very serious and important live stream discussion, discussing all of the serious things.
It was heartwarming. It was heartwarming.
Yeah, very heartwarming. Very heartwarming, which reminds me of the one-eyed worm. And with all of that said and out of the way, and yes, thanks everyone for viewing. Thanks for being with us today. We will see you again tomorrow on David's channel, where we will further discuss the plans of goats and feet and the Quran. Until then, have a fantastic day. And don't be like the Houthis. And as they always say,
he's being more slippery than the lubricants that he sells in his daughter's sex shop.
Or, in other words,
stay away from Islam.